Wiley.
Oh, yes. Okay, what's up, you guys? So we bring it back two men and a lady. Of course, Couture Bay is the lady. We got the first topic that we got to get into that kept me up, glued to the phone, is the DA, the prosecutor. I call her the baddie. She's a bad woman. Not only is she upgraded her side piece to be the lead prosecutor to take down Trump, but I was watching, and now this is not a trial. This was a hearing to see will she be removed from the Trump trial, right? Trump, even though it's other conspiracy for her to be removed, right?
Correct.
So at first, the guy, Mr. Wade, he dropped some tea that he got cash from Fani,
Yes,
Willis, just
he
some
did.
cash, and he admitted that he got cash from her. He admitted that they had a sexual relationship.
Under oath.
Under oath, he admitted it all. And he admitted it that his wife, he got divorced. The reason why he got divorced, filed for divorce one day after he got hired, according to him, that was the only time she came back to Georgia from Texas to file. So he really testifying. He really spilling tea. Before we get to Fani Willis, what did you think about the man giving a testimony under oath about his relationship with his boss?
Listen, it's inappropriate. And I'm glad he was honest because somebody told. All right. This wouldn't have gotten out unless somebody told. This is why you cannot sleep with your boss. Like, let's be clear. In Fanny, as a Black woman, as a successful woman, you decide to put your career on the line for the side dude. Like, girl, that office don't like you. They went and told somebody. Trump's people didn't find that out unless they were given the information. There's a disgruntled employee, and now you have to defend you giving this man cash, and then you're trying to make it seem like he was working these extreme late nights. Doing what? You have to provide proof. Like, not only is she lying under oath, in my humble opinion, she doesn't even know what her boo thing said. You could tell they didn't come up with some type of strategy so that they can both come out of this unfazed and unscathed. And people like to bring up the fact that his wife was an adulterer. He stayed with her. So was she creeping because you was creeping? I don't know. As a taxpayer, I'm not feeling this.
And to his point, the reason why he stayed with his wife for the children. So the guy pretty much wasn't combative because he didn't do anything wrong. It's up to the judge to see that this woman on the screen did something wrong. And it's up to the judge's discretion whether to remove her. But when they was questioning her, at first, she fought to not testify. But then she said, screw it, I testify, I'm ready. I need 3 set of documents. And the judge said, well, I can't give you my set because I got notes on it. I'm ready. I'll wait. 3 set of documents. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute recess. Okay, I'll wait. Then she went with her security, went to the restroom, went to go pampered up, brought the document. She was ready for the fight. Now, the thing that she testified, they said, well, why did you have cash? Because she said, my elderly father said a woman should always keep cash. I'm like, that's true. Women should be listening to this. You should always keep cash just in case you go to a date with a man. And if he pull that, be like, hey, baby, I love my wallet. Oh, you better have some cash. And she said she always keep cash in her house. They said, but why did you move to the condo? Why did you? Because I was getting threats due to the, the young, what was that, Young Thug and all of them. His people, his gang, allegedly is threatening her. And then she was saying verbatim that, how did you get paid? Blood, sweat, and tears. Why did you pay in cash? He didn't want to get cash. She's very smart because it's about the records. Due to the fact that she did cash, that was smart on her part. Obviously, she know how to maneuver into this. And obviously, she let them have it. And the judge allowed her to answer. She was like, wait, let her answer. And then it was like, let's do a yes or no. Then the white dude, he's the last lawyer. He started asking this woman the same questions. She was like, wait, she already answered these questions. What foundation? We already laid it. No. The judge was getting pissed because they kept trying to trip her up with the same questions. This woman is not stupid. She's not dumb. Now, to the public, it was done for me. This will not be a story if she did not bring a man that she screwed to work as the lead prosecutor, as the special. That's her fault. But is this, and it's very clear, she said, I'm not on trial here. Trump, the people that tried to defraud, to overthrow the election, they're on trial, not me.
Yes, but here's my thing, Wiley. In a professional environment, the boss cannot sleep with the employee. That's what the ethics committee is for. And she broke a lot of code of ethics. Her DA office can be sued by her employees because of their inappropriate relationship. They're trying to bring up, oh, well, there is a married couple here. Baby, they was married when you hired them, okay? They didn't just get married, because what type of environment are you fostering in there? And then she doesn't understand. She's opening up the door for Young Thug's case. What are you carrying cash for? Were you paid off by some other people? They're going to use this, whether in this case or the YSL case, to trip her up. And it's not looking good for her. And I feel bad. I just feel like, you know, have your boo thing or whatever, but she should have put someone else in charge.
Absolutely.
Honestly and truly.
And Fani Willis, to the defense, she said, you're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial no matter how hard you try to put me on trial. And she got the white woman together and she said, you lied in this complaint. No, let me correct you. And she really, so this is a battle, and it's up to the judge that's sitting on that stand whether to remove her. Unfortunately, with women, you cannot, as a black woman, maybe as a white one, screw the staff and get away with it. But as a black person in public eye, you got to live above reproach.
You do.
You got to be close to perfect, if not perfect.
You do.
And I was watching Roland Martin Unfiltered, and one of the people on his panel said, when I ran for office, I had a private eye dig up some information about me because I need to know what is the opposition going to use. So let me dig it up myself. And if you're a good politician, you're going to have people digging in all your past, and they're going to give a report so you don't know how to answer everything that come up. I don't understand how could this woman, educated black woman, going against the former president of these United States of America. He is in charge of the Republican Party.
Yes.
How on God's green earth you think you dropping your drawers and they not gonna know about it in the Republican state?
Baby,
She's smart, but she's dumb when it came to the peen. Like most women, including Nikki, including Cardi, including Star Jones, because she married a down low man, including Larry Reid wife, because he married a man that like little boys. I just don't understand that. It when I was laying in my bed, it dropped in my spirit. Women can be so educated when it comes to the books, but they can be a damn fool when it comes to men.
Not a fool when it comes to men.
They become a fool. They become.
That's why they say that forbidden tango is a spiritual act, because it overcomes the men too. You know, the one way to take down a man is through a woman, and the one way to take down a woman is through a man.
Right.
So they've been using tactics since the Roman Empire, baby.
Absolutely. Because at first I'm like, this is not a serious case. Because I thought it was just rumors. Oh, okay. I don't think she would be, because in my mind, I don't think she would be that stupid to sleep with the special prosecutor. And then once all the facts came, because at first she denied it. Everybody started denying. There was no confirmation. Then they both started to confirm. First of all, it was like they were dating. Then he came out, said it was a sexual relationship. He just said it. And then she came out and confirmed it. Because the reason why they had to confirm it, I think they have everything on tape. I think her friend that she was staying in the condo threw her under the bus to work with Trump people.
Listen, when you're going up against a gangsta, you got to really understand what type of opponent you have. She's going up against some heavy hitters. She's trying to use this and that, and they're going to use everything she say in this case for the YSL case. Mark my words. Also, you canoodling with the special prosecutor. You don't think people was whispering about it? That's like when you're at your job and somebody's having an inappropriate work relationship. You see them hanging around the boss's office a little too much. You see them being real friendly with the boss. And then you start to think, how did they get that case? Especially when you've been working hard. You were probably promised to be the special prosecutor. This is a career advancement. And then you give it to some man who wasn't qualified. Let's add that. Not qualified, was dealing with traffic violations. How does he go from traffic violations to congressional law overnight? Let me tell you something. The power of the poom poom, baby. And if I was in the office and I put in all my blood, sweat, and tears to graduate at the top of my class and to pass the LSATs, just to work in a DA's office and get pennies on the dollar, you think I'm gonna allow somebody who's the side piece to get a one-up on me? Absolutely not. All is fair in corporate, because ain't no way. And I would be suing the DA's office, especially for this, because they are providing a hostile work environment. Not only was it put in our face, they're canoodling. She's giving him cash advances. They're buying each other flowers. They're going on trips. How come we didn't get a trip? She was better off bribing everybody, but she was too stupid because the power of the D.
Because they went multiple trips. She said they went with his mom, with his sisters. She went out to lunch. Then they asked her, "Did you use your security? Did you use your security to drive him around?" Then she "I rarely take lunch. My sister put it in, but yeah, maybe he went with me with my security and other people." Like, it's like, this is bad optics. And even if she don't get removed, just the fact of you're wasting time. The closer their goal is, I need to get to November. I need Trump to get elected. This go away. Because then he got power with the Senate in Georgia to impeach her. It's all about the stalling game. Even though this is a strong case, without this, Trump can really be found guilty because he did this. He's on tape. She have a strong case. One of the strongest cases in the federal case. Yes, this is what pissing off a lot of Black people, progressives, even Biden people privately, because this is one of the strongest cases. And it's not that they can debunk you about the case. They talk about your yoni and you giving it to the Black man. That's the whole point. It's not about her investigators dropped the ball. It was that she put the balls of Mr. Wade in her mouth and his juices in her yoni, and that is what made it funky and sticky and messy. And let this be a lesson to women and to men to not sleep with your subordinate, because it is, I don't care how you keep it, it's going to end up messy. I've seen it happen working in healthcare when you screw nurses and do from the kitchen, then his wife show up, bust windows, then they fight in the parking lot. I've witnessed this just in my 10-year career. And I witnessed when someone brought their man, they was a maintenance worker, he screwed the housekeeper, the mama, and he screwed the daughter. He screwed them both. They got into an argument in the hallway in front of the residents. They was duking it out in the hallway. I proceeded to run away from the confrontation because I don't get paid to break up no fights. But it was all over peen. It was all over peen. I've seen it happen. I don't care how you keep it a secret. Women gonna tell it. Men are gonna good, and they're gonna and everybody gonna try it. Somebody's gonna get women feelings get involved. I've seen it happen, and it end up back at the workplace. That's why jobs do not like to encourage that. They can't stop it, but they would tell you an employee, don't do it because it's gonna come back to the workplace.
I'll take it a step further. General Petraeus, he was one of the best beloved generals. He was in Call of Duty. He wrote all these books. He was doing a world tour. And then you have this lonely computer nerd who was upset because he wanted the secretary that General Petraeus was sleeping with. And guess what happens? He told the boss, listen, this is not fair. How come this man gets to sleep with this woman? Mind you, he had to step down, walk away from his engagements. They say he was in the running for possibly a Senate seat. He won't get it no more because now you're looked at as a cheater. Now they're reducing the rates. And guess what happened to the woman? She cried and said he pressured me because he was the one in power. Even though we know that not to be true, but guess what the company had to do? You pressured this young, impressionable woman into sleeping with your old behind. And she was able to keep her job because she's going to protect herself. Hostile work environment. Somebody got mad. They told Fani, this is your fault. And it just sets so many prosecutors back because you really fumbled the bag on this. I don't think she's going to get elected another term.
Man, when you put that point out, that is something is really up to, you know what I'm saying, up to the voters. But I will never forget Tavis Smiley lost his job because of misconduct. He slept with his employees. Even though his argument was it was consensual. But some employees said, I felt obligated to give him the draws in order to get a promotion in the company. That's why, as a boss, even if it's because Couture can go to office, like, I felt pressure because this person is the manager and supervisor, whatever. That's why you don't supposed to do it. Because she can flip it, and it's the law and the sympathy gonna be on her side. Because they're going to be like, I'm the employee, you're the employer. I felt pressed to give the draws. And if I didn't give it to him, I wouldn't have gotten that promotion. Or I will be retaliated against. And it's something else that she said on the stand. She said to the lawyer, did you have contact with Mr. Wade? She said, Fani Willis said, he had the type of cancer that makes your allegations ridiculous. But I'm not going to emasculate a black man. The white lawyer said, I'm sorry, what? I'm not going to emasculate a black man. Did you understand that? So to that white lawyer, this woman using big words that the lawyer's not prepared. I saw that and I'm glad. Shout out to my good friend on Twitter. He came on the show, Booker G. Washington. He is a HBCU all day. Love that brother. Because he was giving like highlights and posted it on Twitter. But I also want to say to people that are watching this moment, it's funny to me because I personally believe that Fani want Trump to win. I just think this is all theater to make Trump win. Honestly, because you can't, it's no way in the world that she wanted Trump to go down and then she's screwing the man to be the lead prosecutor. Like, sure. I think personally, this is all of them is in the bed together. And let's be clear, this chick is beloved by the Republican Party. She is the black woman that keep the Negroes in check. So I personally believe this is me, personally here, that this is all designed for Trump to come out on top because they never wanted Trump to go to prison. Because you cannot tell me out of all the prosecutors, she picked the man that he eating her box. That's the piece that I think personally she's used as a pawn just for the public. Oh, we going after Trump. Yes, people. But in reality, Trump may get off, period. I just think that if it's not the case, then it's on her for being stupid. Obviously, her ego, she felt like I'm an educated black woman. I got power. And I got the law on my side, and we're gonna see what the judge. I love that judge because he's at best being neutral.
Fair.
He's allowing her to be a combative witness. He's allowing because again he have to watch how he moves because this is a very high profile case, and he don't want to seem like he's silencing black because she can use the race card because she did come out and made sure that she a black woman and that he a black man. I'm not gonna emasculate him, even though he has some cancer. And this is the thing about Mr. Wade. He said, well. You went and got in the car. You went to the airport. You went here. I forgot the word that he used. It's some type of environment. But he said, well, yeah, you went to the airport. You went to her house. You went to her condo. How do you say have all this? You went to all these places. And like Mr. Wade, I felt like I don't think he, out of all of this, Fani was ready for the smoke. Mr. Wade, like, damn, this making me look stupid.
Mr. Wade doesn't want any smoke because, again, it just shows his level of unpreparedness. You can tell that we're not talking. You could tell he is not the man for the job. We need sharks. You want to take Trump down? You go get you a shark. You get a lion. You get somebody who is about that business. You don't get the man who's caught up in puppy love. They're having consensual sex in the office space, probably getting it on in the break room or something like they do on Suits or something like that, you know, fulfilling her workplace fantasies. Absolutely not. What are you doing with the taxpayers' dollars? Now I want to know, are you sleeping with everybody you put on, or is it just Mr. Wade? I have questions.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions. Because, like, when they brought up the tax lien, because they trying to tie it in her paying it, she said, listen, this is what I did with the money. She said, you're trying to put words on my, like, she challenged it. Like, they couldn't reel her in and say, we got you, mom. They couldn't do it. They tried, but they needed another beast. I think particularly they needed a black woman to ask her question, because automatically she's going to get the sympathy from the black community because she's a black woman, and they love when black folks talk back to white people in the court of law. The same thing with OJ. They love that because now this is a black and white thing. So she's very smart and gaslighting the community. I'm not going to emasculate a black man. She could have just said man, but she know what she's doing. And the cameras is rolling. Baby, she came there. I'm right here. Bring my glasses. Like, she's showing an out of control that I'm the boss. Well, how did you know that the testimony was over? Damn, she was watching like everybody else was watching. But she said, I was just pacing the office. Someone told me to yell that it was over and I'm here. She was standing right there. Yes, I do it. I can understand. Like, I love this because this woman, she's showing you, I'm not going down with a fight. Like, if you want to take this, you got to come get it. She's not a weak. I would give her
not weak.
She's not weak. She's fighting against the system. And black folks from the comments, they on her side. They like, let this black woman be.
It's split in half, honestly.
I'm reading on the Shade Room comment.
50-50. But I feel like this. I wish she would have used her common sense. If she wanted to choose this man, how come it had to be the one you were sleeping with? It couldn't be your homeboy. It couldn't be your homegirl. You chose the man you're sleeping with who's not even well-versed in congressional law. Hence, how they were able to use his ex-wife against him. Hence, why his testimony was just so, baby, they caught y'all in 4K, and they're gonna use him to get her out. Mark my words.
Absolutely. I think impeached. Reason why I don't think she will get impeached no time soon, because the governor love her, and he can't stand Trump because Trump. This all political because Trump tried to get him removed. He funded somebody else to get the governor removed. So she still got the governor in her pocket, and the governor pretty much keeping them to stand down. And then also they love her because she keep the Negroes in check. Because but in this case with Trump, because he's going to win on Super Tuesday, I believe next week. I believe that's Super Tuesday. They say he pretty much got the nomination wraps. So he's going to have more power. And the Republicans going to be like, okay, let's get this black woman out the way. We got to have Trump to win. They're just waiting on to see when Trump get the nomination, she gone. Because what's going to happen if she don't get removed, she will be impeached. They're not playing, and it will happen in Georgia. Then it was going to happen in Georgia. The black woman going to get impeached. Unfortunately, they use her as a pawn. I believe she know it. I believe it was a backdoor deal. This ain't the last time you're going to see this chick. She going to be running for something else. Because she come prepared. I mean, she ain't crying or whatever. I think she knew what she did was wrong, and she didn't give a damn. It's a form of control. It's a form of, I'm the boss. I could do whatever. The white boys do it, so why can I not do it? But
if they can't get her out, they're going to have somebody sue.
They're going to sue her. She's going to get multiple lawsuits. Yeah.
They're going to have somebody sue and say they was placed in an uncomfortable position. And right now she has no friends because they're hitting them up. As she was on the stand, they're hitting them up behind the scenes. One of y'all better file a lawsuit, a EEO violation, something right now. Because
they're going to file multiple, yeah. And it's going to be easy for it. And people want careers. People want her position. So it's going to be easy to file that. Yes. And then she's going to be so busy fighting this to the public perspective, or they're gonna be like, oh, she's a whole, she love, she harassing her team, and that's the sad part about it. I also feel like for me, I feel like she should have just recused herself. Just gone to this would have been a non-story if she said, I recused, and the case is over, we know that. But just to save your position, recuse yourself. But the Democrats, they're pissed because they really wanted to win this election by getting Trump in prison. They tried. It was a good strategy, but it backfired because Trump catered to the black man, the black community. Listen, I'm one of y'all. I got all this indictments. I'm fighting against the system. So, and then the border crisis, it helped Trump. It's like it helped Trump with the base. And folks didn't give a damn about this indictments. Then he started saying that rhetoric. They're trying to steal the election. All these indictments, they're trying to steal it. Buying Department of Justice, buying Georgia prosecutors. Like he used that, and now it's working because people are like, oh, okay, they really is trying to steal this election from. They're trying to steal it. They don't want to win.
Republicans have been on it, especially with this immigration piece. They were like, look at all these free subsidies they're giving these non-American citizens. Look at you in your trailer, in your ghetto, in your low-income housing. You can't get nothing. They spent that so fast, baby. They was down here, Governor Abbott in the wheelchair. I will protect the border myself. They had a whole caravan to come down here. Absolutely. With Trump. With Donald Trump. Baby, they set themselves up for failure because the Democrats have been sleeping. And while they was sleeping, they was trying to use Fani as a pawn, and she should have listened to Brian. Brian said, if you do this, I can't protect you. And now we see he can't.
No, you can't. And when people are looking at this, and I hear all the comments where folks are looking at this, this is going to really set an example of being more protective of your position. Everybody with good sense automatically do that. Unfortunately, when egos get into place, it F's you up. Just like the former mayor in Florida, right? Y'all remember him, Gallup? Mm-hmm. He could have ran again, could have won again, because he almost wanted to be the governor of Florida. But what happened? He got drunk, male prostitutes, throw up, drugs. His career's over.
And that's like no download game in Florida.
Right.
You gotta be out and proud.
Now he's doing a whole podcast, and he destroyed his image. Just with one video, and he got set up. Oh yes, because he got set up. Those people would work for that. They did not want a black man running in Florida, and he got embarrassed. He got weak. They knew he would love to drink. They already knew this, so let's set him up, and he got set up. And that's the sick part about it. And guess what? The black woman once again have to take the embarrassment, have to take the blame, and all of that. Even though he fought, he beat the FBI. I get that. But he will never be able to be a serious contender to run for governor in the state of Florida. Never.
Especially after that white on that episode saying, I knew he was bisexual. Lady, you found out he was into me the same way we did.
Absolutely. His wife knew because his wife is a beard.
She didn't know.
I believe his wife knew.
She didn't know. She said,
I believe every woman got in their mind.
She probably thought he was into some things, but because she didn't see him with a black man, she didn't think he was gay.
Right, because she knew it's just you have professional beards. And these beards are upgrading. They will have your children. Look at the life. But she was damn sure embarrassed, and she's a traditional beard. Like, okay. But and this is what a man that's on the down low when they get the beard, it makes sure you got to get them pregnant. You got to get the children because she ain't going to try to break up the family. And you typically get a woman from a two-parent household that's used to a two-parent. That's because they think it out. They know what kind of beards to get to keep the secret going. And we're going to get into the power of the beards when we get to Larry Reid, because that's a spirit that comes with that. And it's sad. But when it comes to this sister, I see her. Oh, Miss Fani. Oh, my gosh. To me, now you got your father in this, your children, his children. This is all messy because now they got to go into hiding. They got to, you know what I'm saying? You already know these weird MAGA people harassing her family, harassing her children. This is sad.
They call her, she in Atlanta, they at the school calling her, saying your mama is a wild hoe. Okay.
Yeah. It's like they're really dragging this woman and her family. And this is so sick.
Would you have done it?
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it because not going after the president, a former president. I'm sorry. It will not stay a secret because there's too much power. Mm-hmm. And I speak to Wayne Shane like he's an embarrassment to himself because why put your career on the line when you should have known? He's not a stupid man. You know this just looked bad, eating the box of your boss and going after the most powerful man in the world. The man got connections with Putin. He be bragging at Putin. Believe me, if you don't give us money, Russia just take them. Who cares? He's saying it to the allies. And Putin love it. And Putin is on Twitter with a translator talking to Tucker Carlson. He got a whole translator. You don't understand. Not only are you dealing with a domestic power, you also dealing with a power that got powerful forces that want Trump back in office by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. And if we got to take this black woman out, we will do it, and we will ridicule her publicly and show an example. Stop getting these DEI people because they give up the draws and they're bad for America. So she's making it all the way bad. She's a black woman, and all I'm saying in the chat, because I'm watching the chats, DEI, Mrs. Pennies. She dropped that because of DEI. She dropped the pennies, DEI. Like, they don't even know what DEI is, but they used to say the N-word. Now it's all about DEI. And they say it proudly, and man, they just call her Mrs. Wayne. Mrs. Wayne, you know, he got the draws. Like, they were just dragging this black woman. Oh, she's stuttering. I'm literally...
She's aggressive. I did see that. They were like, look at her being aggressive.
Like, being aggressive. She's a liar. Like, this is really good for people that don't want to see black people in position of power. People don't understand a prosecutor is so freaking powerful that only a judge or the voters can remove you, can sit you down. That's how powerful a prosecutor is.
And if the judge doesn't, the voters will, because they feel like if you ask a lot of people who are keeping up, everybody is saying it. They said it at my job. They were like, ugh, I work with, you know, some pretty liberal people and some progressive people. They were like, look, Trump's getting back up there. Trump 2024. And then the liberals are like, Fani, like, we were so close.
Yeah. And this again, because again, this is so in the beginning stage of the election, we in early in the year. I'm not going to be worried until like October.
Oh,
like October. Because remember Hillary, I believe Hillary had it when that FBI person came. We got some more information. We got to do another investigation that destroyed Hillary Clinton. I believe, and then once they opened it up, it wasn't even nothing. But it harmed Hillary. That was the it. Because at first Trump had it lost. He had that message. When that FBI agent did that press conference, well, we're going to have to open up an investigation about Hillary and those emails. That was it. Hillary couldn't recover from that.
That was that karma for Gaddafi, and she knows it. So
that was major karma, yeah. That was major karma for her. And it was major karma for Hillary because she didn't give a damn about black folks. And see,
super predators, you mean?
Right, black people, like black posters, black media. It's like with Democrats, they talk a good game, but they ain't giving black folks shit. Pennies. Ooh. And then at the last, okay, Couture, babe, let me give you some money. Talk about us on your platform. You want to throw money at us 2 days before the election. Damn it, why we ain't getting the money now? See, you're going to need, and Trump, Biden, somebody is telling him the right thing to do. He just needs to do more of that. Because it made me cringe a little bit when he ate dinner. I think he fed them some chicken and french fries. I think it was Chick-fil-A. The father, the two black boys, which it was great. I just need to see more of that, but more organic. I need to see black men challenge him. He sit down, he take it, and they have a cool back. Let it be organic. And only for it to be organic, you need to put him in a position in a hostile environment where he's get challenged by the black community. And he take it. And then he talk. That will make him win. I don't need something forced. Well, let's get this and it's a great family, but I need to go to the hood and let him get challenged, and let's see if you can dominate that and maneuver in that type of environment. But because you need to distract from this. This is bad for Biden. Because now they'll label her a Biden prosecutor, even though Biden got nothing to do with this shit, because she was voted in by, was it Fulton County? She wasn't voted in. She's not a federal prosecutor. But to the propaganda, the Trump machine, she's a Biden prosecutor.
Listen, he has a strong marketing team, and this is what I'm telling people. If you don't know how to market yourself, you will always lose. And right now, she's not looking good in the public eye. She's coming after a beloved rapper, despite his thuggish, ruggish ways. Allegedly, he's done a lot for the community. What has she done but locking up all these black men, these black fathers? These men are going out there, getting them out of prison. She's like, don't come to Fulton County. I will lock you up. And she's been aiming at some of the beloved entertainers. They're like, yikes. At least with Trump, he was freeing the blacks. So, yeah, she's not looking too good. And it's unfortunate. When she was just going after the RICO cases, people were okay with it. Now that she's out here going after Trump, they're questioning everything. I know for a fact, YSL, all the lawyers are looking at this now because they're going to use it against her and her team. They're literally waiting. They're like, look, we can wait till October, November. We've been waiting just so they can push her out. Like, her DA's team has been very, very unorganized. They have not been bringing the facts. They can't keep up. They don't understand the lingo. They're embarrassing themselves. And honestly and truly, if she's the reason why some of these people have jobs, do they need to be there?
No. And then also when we got the copy of this, when I got more in tune into this is also showing the lack of resources. And unfortunately, I don't think the team, some of them are going to act like they don't. None of them prosecutors in Georgia want to be set of taking down a powerful white man. They don't want to do it. They act like I'm a cop. They don't want to do this. Who want to be known at getting Trump arrested in Georgia? This is not Chicago. This is not New York. This is in the South. You got to think about your future and your life, your physical well-being, and for your family. Who want to be known as taking down Trump? So this battle, I just think it was a good strategy, but unfortunately, no. Nobody want to do this. They'll say it, but privately, they just want her to drop this. This is a losing battle. And you got to understand, there is billions of dollars at stake that want Trump to win. Very powerful people want Trump to win. A lot of people going to make a lot of money once Trump get elected.
Hello.
And so it's a lot of interest, a lot of, international interest as well. So I just think that with this case, it's sad. This is really sad for her and for her family. I want to stress that point because her family is in a lot of scrutiny. She's going to need a lot of security. The harassment level is up to the T. These MAGA supporters are so aggressive that they went to prison, some of them, for what they did at the Capitol. These were educated, middle class. It was one chick, a grandmother, never had a criminal record in her life. Voted for Trump, kept watching all that Trump stuff.
Propaganda.
Yeah, the propaganda, and went there, and she looked like somebody, grandma. I'm like, and the lady said, I'll do it all over again because the election was stolen. And I want him to win because he's going to pardon me. So then you have that sector, and a lot of those people were powerful people, police officers, real estate agents. It was some they weren't
intel analysts.
Yeah, they weren't just living in a trailer park. Them was some highly skilled white folks. And their interest, they want Trump to win so they can get out of prison.
My thing is this case reminds me of Operation Deep Throat. You remember when that man was the whistleblower, and then the one guy who was in Congress sent his wife to a mental institution because she was on the side of rights. Sent her to a mental institution. Like, people do not understand. They will do whatever it takes to stop you from telling their business. Why did she think she could sleep with the special prosecutor is beyond me, and it's sad. And he already flipped on you.
Absolutely.
It's not a trial.
He flipped, and it didn't take much for him to flip because I think he wasn't used to this. This was very powerful. These forces, they came. It was so many lawyers in that courtroom, even some lawyers on Zoom. Like, these people want her bad. They want her gone because she's right there in front of Trump, right? So they got to remove her, and she pissed Trump off and his allies off. When she came against Trump, I mean, she was talking heavy. She showed up to the court, dragged on his show, and she bragged that she was going to take him out. And so you didn't think they was going to come and find, and they found your draw. Like that.
They found
like
link.
We can deal with the tax lien. Most of these people got problem with their tax. They did the same thing as Stacey Abrams, but the draws, sleeping with them, that's the ugly part. Like, dang, out of all that, your draws.
Listen, having financial issues in an economy where inflation is one thing, being an uncouth, loose, dusty, blue-foot woman in the South with a black woman's man. That's how they got her.
They got her. And that's so easy. How many people have we seen lost positions because they couldn't keep it in their pants?
Diddy,
yeah. That's why he's going down. That's why Bill Clinton almost lost his job because of women. And I believe Bill Cosby, R. Kelly.
R. Kelly's
of so many other people have lost their position. So many pastors. It was one pastor in Mississippi got the side chick pregnant, slept with the minister. The side chick showed up, want to fight, and the sheriff department, everybody out, get out! Like they were fighting in the church because he refused to resign, all because of bedroom activities. You couldn't keep it in your pants.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein in prison today. He couldn't keep it in his pants. And people understand that ain't really work. Even though we got all these cases, we still got people like Christian Keys protecting the man that wanted him to drop his drawers because he got paid off. And he got the recordings. He just got the check. Allegedly. Well, he got, I would say this, he got something. Because after that, I'm doing TikTok, I got a skincare, I'm singing. Something he got that it worked. And I don't blame him. Anybody in this business better put people on recording when you're in these powerful positions. You better put people on tape. You better do it. So now we have North Carolina beat on, and we got to talk about Reid here.
I'm late.
And another thing, we got to talk about this big story about the power of recording, the power of your sickness, a sex cult being exposed. One of the reasons why R. Kelly is in prison today, all because he lost the money. Everybody started singing. We found VHS tapes in my garage. I found some tapes. Now I got a good bunch of garbage bags of tapes. Oh, he did this to me. He gave me the gonorrhea. He gave me this. Everybody started. Once back in the night when he started writing them checks, what he do? He didn't let me eat no boo-boo. I didn't drink no urine. My blood is clean. Everybody was, he the king of R&B, but once the money dried up, everybody turned against him. Now we're looking at Larry Reid. His employee came out, Brother Vincent. He was his co-host. He booked the interview when I interviewed Larry Reid. He worked with T.S. Madison. They were roommates. When T.S. Madison and Kaya broke up, it was Vincent and Larry Reid went to T.S. Madison's house to hook up the equipment. She was running down the stairs. And she saw they was just dragging T.S. Madison. Them the guys. When Kaya said keep them queens and girls out your house, she was talking about Vincent and Larry Reid. It was T.S. Madison going on a show, and then she went back to the basement and said, we need to upgrade the equipment. So now Vincent came out and said, Larry Reid, I was in a relationship, a sexual relationship with Larry Reid for over a decade, a long time. and I believe everything that Larry did, and also confirmed Levante. So let me put it to Couture Bay first, then we can go to Gerald. How did that make you feel about Larry Inner Circle, his close assistant and boyfriend, lover, exposing him?
Listen, I told y'all about letting some of these down low, closeted gay pastors preach a sermon over you, because sometimes it's demons spilling up out of that mouth. That man said he saw it, he laughed. Well, he didn't laugh. He said when his wife was searching, looking for the answers because her intuition was right, something ain't right with my husband. He said, I knew because I was his lover for 13 years. I was your lover and married. Baby, it don't get no nastier than that. And then he's a terrible father. This is from the mister. This is from the mister. He's a terrible father, and then laid out all the other the harem of men. My only question to The Voice, do you got that virus too? Larry is looking mighty frail. What made you come out? Was it the trips to international territories where some things can go down and not be in trouble for? I don't know. I have questions.
Now, Gerald, North Carolina beat. You have exposed so many pastors from Larry Reid hometown, where his church is at. How did that make you feel when you saw Vincent out of that been with Larry Reid since Larry Reid was broke, doing Uber on the side to take care of his side pieces and pay his rent?
Well, this is the thing. I was watching them back when Vincent and they first came to the internet with all this stuff. But I'm a little disappointed I'm already disappointed in Larry because, Levante Andrews told his story and he downplayed it and he lied about it and he wasn't honest. The grown men, I really don't care about. My most thing is child molestation. This man was at your church when this stuff happened. And being that I exposed pastors, as you stated, Wiley, it made me look at Larry like, okay, you're giving me what other pastors give me when they're busted. Now with Vincent, like you said, Couture, why you what's going on? You mean to tell me that Levante is not lying now, but he's been on the internet telling you the same story for years, and when Larry rebutted it, not one time did you come out and say, hold on, Larry, hold on, y'all, Levante is not lying. Why now? Why you coming out now corroborating and confirming what Levante already said when he went on Tasha K? He went on, what was it, Daryl Moore? He was on his channel as well, I guess his channel as well, but it had been out here. We had already been talking about it. So what happened between the time that he called you and wanted to meet up with you about this dream and all this stuff till now? Then he give him his money that he was owed? Because that's what he said. So it's like, why now? And I want to know, did you go to the police to, while you were planning this? Did you fly to Raleigh and tell the Raleigh Police Department and the detectives that's on this open investigation that this young man is not lying? Because I was in this ministry with this man for 13 years and I saw it with my own eyes. That's my only problem with Vincent. Everything else is, you get what I'm saying? Everything else is we already know the man is a liar. And this is the thing. Why doesn't Larry's explanations sound the same in private and public? Like what he say in private, he doesn't repeat it in public. Like the stuff that he's telling Vincent is different from what he's telling us about the situation. You get what I'm saying? Just keep it real, because we know you are a liar. That's what I got to say about Vincent bringing this out. I mean, he's the most credible person other than Levante Andrews on the internet regarding this situation in Larry. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And when I got the recording from some people, I immediately watched it. And I said, okay. First of all, he stopped paying you. And he stopped giving you the pain.
Right.
With Larry Reid, with his hoes, they fell in love, and he just don't have the income to pay them all. Mm-hmm. And he's declining in his health. Mm-hmm. Clearly, Larry Reid effed up talking about Bishop T.D. Jakes. Do you know how powerful Bishop T.D. Jakes is? He damn sure is very powerful. Mm-hmm. Somebody from the Potter's house, from Jake's inner circle, got to Vincent. Somebody that Larry was going toe-to-toe with, okay, player, we got more money than you, and we're going to use Vincent. Vincent, this man didn't just get on camera and just rambling. The man had papers, a script, receipts, pictures, videos, and he came with it. And to Lisa, to his wife, the man said he made his wife look crazy. The women knew that my man is dealing with other men, but he made me look crazy, and all my inner circle turned against him. But Vincent, you just as evil because you didn't say nothing. But because you ain't getting the ping, because he cut you off, you ain't going to Dubai with his inner circle with his boys that his man that he's screwing. And the Levantre piece, you talked to him. Did he say, Gerald, a couple of years ago? And the guy was saying, you need to talk to Levantre. And what he was saying, it was identical to when he was grooming me. He was deviant, and you stayed silent. But once the check went to 0 and 0, so no more Cash App, no more Apple Pay, no more lavish trips. Oh, now I'm a whistleblower. But you evil because you should have been blowing the damn whistle the day that you was aware of these allegations. After you talked to Levantre, you should have stood with Levantre. You didn't. You did. You let Levantre get dragged. You let his wife get like she was a nutcase, and you didn't give a damn about it. All these men, we're not shocked. This is why, Larry Reid, you can't sue. You will be a damn fool to sue. We got your assistant. We got your wife. We got the man from Trinidad and the cousin. She gonna flip. And I'm not an immigration lawyer, but it sounds to me that they did some fraud on the immigration side. But go ahead to that, because they said a contract man. Ain't that illegal? He said it on tape. I'm going to send that to the Department of Justice, to the FBI. He did it to the Bishop Whitehead. I need immigration to investigate that cousin. And if she throw Larry on the bus like he told me to do it, that is complete fraud behavior. And need to go to the Department of Justice, who do agency and FBI? Because that's complete fraud right there. And he admitted it on tape. Vincent played the tape. It's a contract marriage. That's illegal.
Listen, when I saw it, I could not believe my eyes and my ears. And I said, Buddha, really? Is this the same Buddha who said Daryl Moore was a liar from the pits of hell? Daryl Moore said, I saw the video. You took me to court for doing the right thing. And that's why I said, I believe those victims. I didn't need to see their faces to believe them. I believed it when Daryl did it. I believed it when Tasha did it. I believed it. And he used what they were going through financially against them to overpower people. Then he talked about a scam, a Ponzi scheme. Baby, that's how they got Mr. Copeland with the Ponzi. Baby, I said that sounds like some IRS stuff to me. Give your offering to reach a blessing, and if you're not being blessed, you are doing financial sin, baby. What are they saying to get them to donate like that? To give up their life. Oh, I'm not making it. Let me give it up. Because Wiley, remember, you used to say you would give and you would see all the donations and all just coming.
Yeah, use it on Patreon. And the only reason why I joined the Patreon is because he exposed pastors. That was it. I didn't go for the bull crap, the prayer. But one day I said, let me do the prayer. It was all raising money. He did it so skillfully. We need 6,000 stakeholders to give 6,088 cents. I mean, and the people was giving it. And Vincent, and we're going to get to Gerald, he said it. that one woman said, Larry, I gave you everything I had. And that, and you know what you funded? Church women, booty bandits parties, freak off, and child molestation. You're funding it.
It's so funny. I'm gonna go back to what Couture Baby said. Okay, so I spoke to Daryl Moore the other night, and he said something to me that was so like, I was like, wow, I didn't even think of like this. He said the situation with the lawsuit with Larry, you know, I guess the disposition was it was dissolved or whatever happened with it. Larry he didn't want to go through with it for the simple fact that he would have had to take a HIV test so that he can show that what they allege was a lie. But he's not going to do that because Lester said that he asked them to go down there together. Like everybody that's been with Larry saying he won't take no HIV test. And I'm like, why are y'all still sleeping with him then? You get what I'm saying? And see, with Lisa, you know, she went with a woman. You know, Larry didn't want her. He was disrespecting her because he didn't want her. He wanted her to let that coochie breathe. And he wanted some booty hole. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is so crazy because the receipts are receipting, baby. They are receipt. I mean, ain't no way out of this. And this is the thing. When your followers give you money or do something, do what's right. Further your work. Go get you a camera. Start doing in-person interviews. Maybe that money can help you fly to somebody to do a story. But now this is my opinion because you know that punk like to sue. You get what I'm saying? Or send cease and desist letter. That's why I say y'all get y'all some insurance. Remember I'm saying that, Wiley? So exactly. You can have, you know, your insurance company can pay for your defense in case Larry try to sue. You have up to $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And you can find any attorney to represent you and your insurance will pay them whatever their fee is. So he's not scaring nobody when he says that. He's just throwing away all that money that he does, you know, what is the word? Manipulated from his people. But it seems like that he only come online and commentate and do all of this stuff just so his followers can send him money so that he can take care of his boys and the men that he got. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't see him having a real mission with coming online and being a voice for the Black church. For one, you said that you were sending victims' names to the camp of their predators trying to get them to work it out, which I believe was paying them off. And I know Larry wished somebody would have brought Levante to him before it got like this because he would have probably paid him off. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like that he deserves everything that's coming for him. I don't give a fuck about him. Fuck you. That's how I feel about it.
I agree. And I feel the same way. And it's very sick because the man, Vincent, said it. My cameras came from the church, from the Patreon, the church. Everything came from the church, the 5-star hotels, the cars. And he said something, put it in my notes, that they're not owning these properties, they're renting these properties. He said close to $60,000 a month. And it's all been funded by his church.
Yeah.
His church ministry.
Yeah.
And the reason why I feel like this should just go to court, a federal investigation, this is, unfortunately, I believe this is trafficking. It's so much with this. And Vincent said it. It's not just one it's a network. So Marco, the guy that does the camera, the one that do the switchboard, him, Vincent, all of them are part of the network. And the only reason why we're getting whistleblowers now, because I personally believe Larry Reid lifestyle is so extravagant, he can't afford everybody. He promised him so much, the money ain't coming in like it used to. And if your health fail, you got to go to the hospital more. And that's the end of that ministry. Once you gone, that's it for the ministry. It's going to be poof, gone away. His wife, unfortunately, you're going to suffer too, wife, because you got to speak up. The more you cover it, you're going to affect, and it's going to affect you mentally. So that's why you battling in your mind, because you know this stuff it's confirmed. Baby, your prayers have been answered, and now you want to cover up. If you ain't careful, you're going to have a massive mental breakdown. And to his daughters, they going to suffer because they're bringing all that into that household. And you can't tell me if you fondle with other little boys, what about your children? I'm concerned about anybody that's underage, because if you got that sickness, you do it to men, what would you do it to your girls? Because he did it to Levante, according to Levante, according to Vincent.
The gay
according to Vincent, according to Levante, mother and brother. All these people say he did it. And then you got other men that came off the bench from Trinidad, the soccer player, saying he gave me a super STD and I gave it to my fiance.
I forgot all about that. Show did.
He said I gave it to her.
My thing about the entire thing, this is disheartening. There's already people who they come to the church as a refuge, and he's out here praying on the cheap because he using religion as a tool for his sexcapades and his philandering. And that's really upsetting, because there's people who could be doing amazing things, great things, but you're running what seems to be the brothel of the church. Yeah. And I said it back at the beginning of January. I said, mark my words, February is coming. I said, he started backing up off of TD Jakes. I'm down here in Texas. All right. TD Jakes is tied to powerful people. Who are you tied to, Larry? He not only does he do work in the church world, he does work in the secular world. He contributes financially and physically to a lot of communities, underprivileged. He's putting that money to work. Yeah. And baby, you ain't got a judge. You don't have a senator. You don't have a policy writer. And I knew, because someone I work with is very good friends with the Bushes. She was like, do you see that stuff they're saying about TD Jakes? She's a retired judge, a Supreme Court justice judge in Texas. And I was like, no, I didn't see it. I just acted like I didn't know. Yeah. She sent it to me and I said, oh, Larry, you about to go down, baby. Because when the friends start to sin, he don't have to do anything. He has friends in high places who don't like all that rah-rah, because they never came with receipts. He called out Buddha, called out Manasseh. He called out Bishop Bernard Jordan, called them out, and said, when you have no money, Larry, where's your friends going to be at the end? I said, oh my God. Now he threatened you. And I've been saying Manasseh was a liar, because where was your receipts, baby? Y'all was paying $12.99 to get rumors and Conscious TV. Yeah. You want to be witch. You don't even know what to call yourself. They're coming for you, baby. You're next. And you don't even know it. And they're going to throw you under the bus first. Mark my words. Let
me tell you something. That curtain hat wearing ass whore. That they stay. I'm sorry, Wiley, cussing on your show. I'm sorry, but they stay in Richland County, South Carolina, and Columbia, South Carolina. So they, that right there, baby, that don't want no smoke. That don't want that, and that don't want that no smoke. But see, he's Larry's attack dog, but he don't bite hard enough. You get what I'm saying? Your bites are weak. It's like you got baby teeth still coming in your mouth. It's very weak. But I just feel like that this whole situation with Larry is it's just so crazy, because he's a narcissist, and all he do is try to defend his wrong instead of saying, I was going through, I needed to be delivered. He don't want to admit that he is a pedophile, or that he molested this guy, Levante, and that all of this stuff is true. And then the way he did Lester with all of the videos, I just sent you something, Wiley, as well. The money that he sent Lester, outside of the contract as a chef and the payroll, he was getting paid for that. It's just, he's just trying to take this man down and just always lying and trying to cover up what people are saying. Like Vincent said, everybody's not lying on you, Larry. Everybody's not lying on you. And when people are making 6 figures or close to 6 figures, they're not going to say nothing. They're going to shut up. They can't go to no regular job and make no 6 figures like that. You got to have education. You got to have degree. You know what I mean? So Larry is trying. That's why he said, this is my livelihood. Because if he stopped paying them, it's a guarantee that they're going to blow the whistle too. You see what I'm saying? So he got to keep Kendall paid. They don't love him that much. They like that money. They get money. That's all that is. So, hey.
Absolutely. And when he said, just because you can assassinate someone's character does not mean you're speaking truth.
Yeah.
And when it came to Larry and Vincent, the recording, he had this man on tape, pictures, all these other preachers. I was like, wow. And these are good looking men. Some of them are sick with the superbug. They're good looking, but they rotten on the inside. You clearly can see Larry is transitioning right before our very eyes. And he was a big guy, but now he's bony. You can tell it's something over him, and I don't think that no Ozempic. I think those are the superbug. If it is, you need to stop it immediately. That's sin. And it's eating them up because you're using scripture to do your sin. And people is coming out. They're coming out, and more are going to come out. And when he did his response video, he couldn't really respond. Oh, it hurts me. Again. And people say, respond to the allegations. And this I tell to bloggers, continue to press the gas. And to Armand Wiggins, to my brother, this is why he's sick. Because you brought this demented, deviant man and you sat there. Oh, you didn't do it. You know this man did it. But it was the money. And you sold your soul. That's why you failed at Fox Soul. That's why you failed with your spinal cord. Because you bringing in a prophet that's a sex demon. And that's why you got to watch adult entertainment every day, all day before you hit your boyfriend. Because y'all, this is how fascinating. When you go back to Larry Reid, you're going to talk about your bedroom activity. They start talking about, yeah, Larry, every morning I got to watch adult entertainment. Every morning, slurring over words, unplugging content. And he's going to sit there and shout out to Milagro. That black woman said, why in the world would you have an allegation and you talking about sex? Because you can't turn it. It's so bad. He can't keep it in the closet. It's out in the open. And I tell people, release the adult entertainment tapes. Send it to the FBI. Go to the DEA, FBI, immigration, ICE.
Everybody.
I need everybody to apply the gas because just going on YouTube, blah, write letters. They need to open up a RICO case. This is a RICO. This is a Dookie RICO. Anyway,
he said,
I feel like this, Wiley. You're right. Armand, he's always on the side of wrong, honestly. Everybody who was over there championing Larry, look at them now. We can clearly see something is going on with his health. When I saw that picture today, I was shocked. I said, this can't be the same man who was sitting in front of Tasha and called Tasha all types of liars and all kinds of things of that such. Like, we knew they was doing something illegal with that money when, remember, he got into it, Conscious got into it with Tasha K. And she said, no, I paid that bill. And that's when I was like, I said it again. What was that, last year? I said, oh, they taking the church's money. And now we see it. It's beyond disgusting and it's deplorable. And when you have to buy love, they're not going to stand beside you. They're not going to stand beside you. You have to have at least some type of charismatic energy for people to remain silent in the midst of your storm. That's why a lot of people don't speak up on Diddy, because he was charismatic to some of them. So they're sitting there quiet. They're like, oh, he has kids. Let's remain quiet. Hence why everybody's not saying something. Even with TD Jakes, everybody just looked and said nothing. Even if it was true, even if he was in the pink thong, throwing it in a circle for some banana pudding. I don't know. But they was quiet. They looked around. They said, we got to strategize. And what did they do? Speak on the word and kept pushing the word of God. And then what did they start doing? Let's do some volunteer activities, giving back. Let's go build some houses up. Let's go give this money. And then all of a sudden, we get the pictures of Larry out in Dubai and sitting in the water with a group of black men. Where's the women? Was this an all-male retreat? What was this? Very disingenuous. I feel like there's any woman who's been with any of the men, go get tested now. I don't have a disparaging viewpoint on the LGBTQ, but down low men like to engage in some very uninhibited activities. And they don't care. Remember, Liberace was out here telling people he liked women too. And look how he went out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like, Larry has to pay for men because he's ugly. Nobody wants to date him. And then when you look at these men who are handsome, right? It's like you look at Larry, it's like, the fuck wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but the money. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Nothing but the money. The money is what's keeping these men around. And, you know, I just feel like that, you know, you're going to be having sex with somebody, especially all of these men having sex with one person, then you need to go get checked. Like, Larry needs to produce his results because too many people are saying that he got that stuff. You get what I'm saying? And you being scared to go get a test. That's why I was like, on my show earlier, I was like, do somebody need to say he has it so that he can sue them, so that he can prove that he don't have it? Or will the information be doctored and photoshopped and screenshot? You know what I'm saying? And made all up. You know how people can doctor these these results and stuff like that. I don't know, man. The story is just crazy. It's just really crazy. And I hope he go to jail.
Because I believe
it reminds you of Bishop Eddie Long. Remember, he spoke all that stuff about him, and just for him to seem to be in the same footsteps as him.
I agree. And it was a book I read many years ago in Chicago, The Gay Preacher's Wife, How My Gay Husband Deconstructed My Life and Reconstructed My Faith. And this pastor, bishop, was going on those retreats, and he infected his wife with multiple STDs. Yeah. So women, let this be a lesson to really check your husband and watch his surround. Who is he friends with? Why every time you take a picture, it's with shirtless men? Why every man you're in a relationship, they have marital problems? And listen, every guy, you ain't gonna keep staying with no down low man women. It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna get pissed, jealousy, you're gonna get mad because they can go out and get the dookie, but you got to be innocent. You can't do nothing. You got to be a virgin. But they out here screwing, and you getting sick. And see, the problem with Larry and with the other women around him is that they are just as evil because they could come out. They know this up, but it's all about the money. But once Larry go down in that body and he be stinking and then eat up his flesh like Eddie Long, how he went out, man was muscular, built, getting it in, smelled good, cologne, and he shriveled up like a piece of rotten meat. And so when it comes to one person could have just held up his casket, that's how skinny he was, honestly. He didn't need 6 Paul Bearers. But when the Larry Reid, you clearly see a transition with Larry. And everybody can't be a disgruntled employee. And his people is waking up on YouTube because they said, Larry, every other day you got to disrupt. Everybody can't be lying. They saying the same thing in different ways. Even King interviewed another guy, and the man said he was groomed. It's like everybody is just coming out saying this, and Larry Reid is just unfortunate. You just it's because when you coming out acting like you an angel with dirty draws, it's gonna come out, baby. You can't keep shining the light on E. Dewey Smith and the other past from New Birth and your dirty light. You think these pastors ain't eating this up? They eating it up. And they eating it up. And from one pastor that texted me, it's time to file a lawsuit. He said it's time. They need to file some lawsuits. They need to file some lawsuits, work with the authorities, open up an investigation. Larry need to be walking out with some handcuffs because going on YouTube ain't gonna do it for Larry because he's gonna keep doing it. He got to go to prison to stop it. You see R. Kelly singing, I Believe I Can Ride, behind prison bars. And what he doing? Yeah, Storm, the DPD officer and Tasha K. That's all you can do. You got 5 more minutes. That's all you can do. That's all you can do right now. He can't go out and perform. He can't put no more dookie. Well, he could do dookie in prison, all that, but he can't have the women eating dookie and infecting them. So now Larry, just go ahead on, brother. You can go sue me. I don't give a damn about them lawsuits, but you're going to have to fight it like Fani Willis. We're going to fight. First, let's check his blood, Your Honor. Bring Vincent to the stand. All these people just bring him to the stand. They all flipping. And see, Daryl, I love them dearly because that's my brother. But he's showing up with the heat, weapons, showing up to houses. He just did too much. If he just stayed with the victims, he would be good. But he just took it too far. Gave Larry the ammunition to take him out. And he couldn't fight it. The man said, I only have $1,000. I can't fight it. He signed an agreement. Said he won't mention Larry Reid. He already with the courts and they sanctioned multiple times. So he can't mention Larry Reid because he messed up. Larry supposed to sue Bishop, supposed to sue North Carolina Beat, supposed to sue Wiley, supposed to sue Tasha K. You said it's all lies. And
I got money.
Oh,
So
give us some money.
We can run it. Listen, he can run it all the day. But see, he gonna have to spend $1 million on my insurance company money before he get in the mines, though. So
right. And Tasha K, because of Peaches, double agent, they are already in communication with everybody. Tasha K about to do another series.
He about
to
expose Tasha K live. She gonna have the receipts, the videos. I was in bed with a married man.
A whole trailer.
Music. I can't wait.
It's gonna be lit. Tasha's already in communication with every. This is so good for Tasha because she always wanted to get into that church market. This another get in there now, baby.
Tell the truth first.
Yeah, but Tasha ain't gonna tell the truth. She gonna embellish it. I understand. It's Tasha gonna put with the. She gonna put the production. She gonna lie to these victims. I'm gonna give you lawyers. We're gonna protect you, and she gonna get that. You ain't gonna hear nothing from her. It will be on Tasha K Live.
She gonna peck a lie out of him. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If Tasha K, because I don't even want to get into that, but if Tasha K would do what she's about to do now with every story, go get the facts. That's what I do. I don't just get online and make allegations. I go and find the facts. And if I can't get the facts and I have to report what someone else says, I'm going to make it clear. This is my opinion. This is how I feel. You get what I'm saying? That's why with her, she said she messed Levante Andrews' story. His story didn't go nowhere. The only person that's credible out of all of us, although we can speculate and assume, is Vincent because he was there. And the only thing I didn't like about him and what he said about content creators is about we wanted to do stuff for clicks and views. But this is the thing, Vincent. We didn't have the information you had. We had to go off of Levante interview with Tasha K. And we assumed and gave our commentary. Had we had why you didn't send us what you had?
My thing is this, y'all. I love your point. It pissed me off. That was the only part. He said sensationalizing. And yes. I don't like that because you're talking about the Black content creators. Mm-hmm. While you were sitting up there helping Larry Reid build his platform off the backs of download closeted men, while you was getting a cut for anybody that didn't want to be exposed. Let's really talk about it, Vincent. You want to help the people, but you couldn't even help Levante. He was right in your face. You said you had a 13-year relationship. You sat in a woman's face and saw her go crazy because she was looking for the evidence. I think in the back of her mind, she said he had to have done these things. She heard it. She was sitting there looking. Why is he with Shamarko? Why is he with this man? Why is he with this man? What's going on? When she was over there crying on that behind the scenes Patreon, I could tell she was over the mess because she just wants to live her life. But here this man is dragging her. I believe everything Tasha K said that he said about her because Vincent confirmed it. Oh, he be talking bad about you, girl. Mm-hmm. Set that woman free. We're sensationalized. You set up a 47-minute video for upload, by the way. Smart move. To blast your former lover. For what? Did you get an envelope? Did someone hit you up and say, either you tell or we'll expose you? What do you have that made you turn your back on your lover? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did he give you something you can't get rid of? Is that where you're upset?
Oh,
because it's not making sense.
No.
He says my platform is to help those. Safe place or whatever, safe house, safe zone. I'm like, how when you couldn't even help the people right in front of you? I don't know. I get it. You can always turn a new leaf, but it's giving bitter X or something. I'm happy for it. But when he said we are the problem, no, you're the problem. Because nobody in my friend circle has ever done things in front of me that would put them in prison, and I'm okay with it and turning a blind eye. Absolutely not.
And let me, and while I'm sorry, let me just go back to what you, because somebody said something in the comments about we did eat off of it and it was sensationalized. Well, we are journalists and bloggers. Our job is to cover stories. Some of y'all work at McDonald's. Your job is to make burgers and flip burgers and push the food out to us that come through the drive-thru. That's your job. So of course we're gonna eat. I mean, it's our job to commentate and to give our opinion and to talk about stuff that's in the public domain. Even if it's about a public figure, we're going to talk about it. I mean, well, you think Larry Reid is going to have a show on TV, BET, and he's going to be all over YouTube and Facebook and people posting his stuff on blogs, and this come out and we're not going to talk about it? You're crazy. We're going to eat and talk about it and go out and eat.
We have to talk about it because on Two Man and the Lady, when I had Conscious on the show, he wanted to have a sexual relationship with me multiple times. I didn't want to do it. Larry Reid was on the phone with us. Said, "Oh, we should all link up." I didn't want to do it. Number one, when I heard rumors about Levante and did more research, and once Tasha brought Levante and I was able to see him physically on camera, I said, "No, I can't do this." Number one, I don't want to get sick. Number two, you ain't putting none in my butt cheeks. That's a wrap. I am not a bottom, but Conscious is a bottom, and I knew Conscious was involved with Larry Reid. Because I kept saying, "Oh, this is my pastor." He got very jealous and deranged that I was boosting Larry Reid up. And he was mad because Larry said, "Well, yeah, I've known Wiley for years on the radio." He was jealous about that. I don't want that man sick peen at all. He ain't put that in my butt, and I got to take a batch of pills the rest of my life. No. And so I'm just not a bottom. But Conscious is an aggressive bottom, extremely desperate. Do I believe he needs to be on Fox Soul? Absolutely not. We'll be reaching out to the general manager of Fox Soul the same way we did to BET. That's why Larry was removed, because we can't have pedo protectors on Fox Soul. Absolutely not. That Larry Reid snatched the innocent soul of Levante and snatched it away from him. And then Larry Reid, in his response video, he said, "Well, yeah, I let this young man live in my home," and his mother. He brags about that. You ain't living with Larry Reid unless you giving up the draws. Period. He do that, and then he get pissed, he'll snatch it away. It's a form of control. It's sick. It's sick all around. Look at the pictures. They're all screwing each other, but they all sick in the mind, some sick in the blood. And these some good-looking men. And then he get you gullible women like his cousin, getting her in a criminal, getting married to folks. I think Vincent said he had used that cousin like twice with some mess. He got her in so much mess, but she doing it not because he pay her bills, pay her rent, buy her cars. You ain't gonna do that for free unless you just dumb on stupid. There is a crime. So tomorrow when I talk to immigration, I'm gonna have to let them know. I'm gonna have to blow that whistle with them. Like, they up there getting marriage license, and we got to protect our borders. We can't have this sick pedo marrying people from Trinidad, infecting our women. He already gave America the super bug. He said he gave it to her. He said, "I gave it to her." So I just think it is sick, and we already got a lot of sick people. We don't need more from Trinidad. I think he should go back to his country, honestly.
Listen, it was the fact that the man said he didn't know his wife's name. They were like, "What's her name?" He said, "I don't know."
And that just tell you the weakness of our immigration system, because you mean to tell me these people could just automatically they can get married? They don't know the person's name. No, this needs to be an open investigation. Honestly, it's very sick.
And Larry set it all up. This is my thing. Larry, this is all God's doing because Larry left God. And when he left God and he wanted to get into this stuff, God is exposing him. God is exposing him. This is all God's doing. You should have never left God. You should have stayed in the church, because everybody that leaves God don't survive. You get what I'm saying? They don't survive. They go through scandal. They go through what Larry's going through. And some people, God just let them skate on through because I can call you either way. But I'm not going to let you sit up here and know that I called you, know that I called you to do my work and do my will, and you leave and I didn't tell you to, because you are chasing men. Then he said something, Couture and Wiley, about he's mentoring people about God, right? How are you going to? I mean, well, and then this is the thing I don't like about him, is that I can just tell in my vision that Larry talks about loyalty a lot as well, but he uses it in a way that he don't come out and let them know right away what they're going to find out down the road. It's like, I got to groom you. You know, you never do that to people. Be loyal to people. You know, you don't record. Like, it's like he's making people trust him and feel comfortable around him. But then it soon later get to a point where he starts wanting something. I'll buy this for you. I'll do that, just because he want to be able to feel this person that he thinks is fine. Because that's all they want to do sometimes. They just want to fuck you because you fine, you cute, you sexy, and throw you away. Pay you a little money and throw you away. But you got to be careful, because them boys start feeling some type of way about you. And then when you start showing attention to somebody else, they gonna get mad at you. And then they're gonna start exposing your teas and start telling on you.
Well, the Trinidadian wasn't even going to tell on him until he snatched up his passport, and then tried to kick him out the house. And then he said, "Oh, we playing like this? Like, why are you messing with these Caribbean men? We know Caribbean men are wild and free. Bob Marley, hello." Like, what did you think he was going to do? You thought he was going to do some pastor pimping, pulpit pimping on somebody who's used to pimping himself? He said, I wasn't into men, but he said, let's try it. I wasn't in my right mind. Baby, nobody should be saying that about you. Nobody should say they're under the influence to be with you. That is predatory. He's just a nasty man. He's going down.
And if you want to... Go ahead, Larry. And he said he got to be drunk to do it. Vincent is a power bottom, a very aggressive power bottom, and he didn't get any money for it. And this is the thing for these sick, twisted people. They're so sick. With Larry, I'm looking at, because he said, and he's still promoting his Patreon. That's where the money is at. And then he said, well, I'm not taking the ministry money. You are taking the ministry. You are in charge of the damn ministry. So you own all the accounts, and you're using that money to infect these boys, Levantre, a child. He was a child then, and these adults. And there's other teenagers. They're all grown now. They said they were groomed at a young age. And you admitted of having these people in your home. Now people is calling it, but I wonder, will Vincent testify on the behalf of Levantre? If he gets subpoenaed, will he cooperate? Because you got all the receipts. Did you submit it to the prosecutor? And of course, we're going to get the number and everything like that. And I'm going to call him out, post it on WileyShow.com and be like, did you send it to the prosecutor? And then I'm going to mention your name, Vincent, and say, he got these. I'm going to send them the video, because I'm not going to stop until Larry Reid is in prison, right? With R. Kelly. The man need to be in prison. You're fueling a dookie ministry. It is dookie all around. If you're about it, there will be some mess, and most of them guys ain't that clean. One of the guys was in a hotel room, deliberately drunk, get in the bed. The man showed the receipt. Like, he's showing the receipts. Vincent, who it's wrong to piss off people that know all your teeth. That man, you pissed him off. He just showed it all. The receipts, he showed names, and Larry dodged all of it. Didn't answer none of it. And Vincent got more receipts. You didn't he got more. Because Larry loved to talk. They're going to brag, gay man, Gerald, you gay. We going to brag about, and we're going to share. If I get a nice piece of trade.
Hold on, let me stop you. I'm not gay. So don't be putting out my personal business you don't know nothing about. So
okay, you're not gay, but I know me. I'm in the community, baby, been in the community a long time. I've dealt with grown men when I was 13, 14 years old, and I bet in the church.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of gay, sick people. I was infected with gay, sick people. And let me tell you why. When you got a grown man that's affecting a child, all my innocence went out the way when you was out there doing sloppy toppy on a grown 30-some-year-old man. I'm in the 8th grade. And they said, well, what grade are you in? 8th grade. So I understand the sickness of adults in the church.
Right.
I also understand gay pastors. I would tell you this. One of the gay pastors, we was in his home, we was watching him preach, went to the bedroom. I could smell his wife scent in the bedroom. I see her flyers. I see the anniversary flyer. I see it all. And I was getting in with this married man. Left that. Another boy, the one I was really attracted to, we used to call him Simba. You know what I'm saying? All of that type of, his name is Brian Ratcliffe, his government name. And he was writing his sermon. And I got on my knees and I gave him fellatio. Writing his sermon so he could preach the word the next following day. So that's how, so when we talk about this, we was doing it, and you couldn't beat these people with beautiful wives, beautiful girl. I mean, the beautiful wife, nice hat. And this is a whole code. I would travel all the way from Inglewood all the way to the west side to this church, and I'm screwing one of the pastors and one of the ministers. I'm screwing. What they screwing me? I was at that time a bottom. I thought I was in love. It was lust, and it was evil because why is I'm screwing this or letting this man screw me, and he have a whole wife, and it's sad because that's been going on forever. And it's really, the church is so designed because you use scripture. You see the olive oil. I remember when one time we used that olive oil stuff to do some things with oil. So I'm just going to tell you that. And I also got it to women as well, but then I also stayed with men as well. So I got into the whole bi thing. But my thing is, what made me not get involved with Larry is because he was dealing with children. I left J-Mo Roman alone because my friend got affected with something. He was 18, met him when he was 16. He got infected with something. Because of the lack of knowledge, he committed, he went on into his life, 18 years old. If he was still been living, he'd have been like, what, 30? I'm 33 now. He'd have been 33 years old. But he lost his life at 18 because he got infected by this gay father, and he was affecting these kids, and that still goes on in Chicago. And his name was J-Mo Roman, did a whole show, I think it was First 48, and the police didn't understand, what is this gay family? They didn't understand that subculture because it was a hidden, this before all the ballroom stuff that you see now, it was very hidden. They saw all these people, well, this is my gay dad, and he was sleeping with all and getting them sick. And to this day, J-Mo Roman, he called himself the Roman family, still got teenagers, he called them his kids, and he's screwing them off. So, and he walked because that culture is so prevalent in the gay community. They're in the ballroom saying they got some of you women, y'all don't know because y'all not in the community. And I know I interviewed some of them, but go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to say I'm happy you're speaking on it because as a Kojic church kid from Virginia,
are you in the church of Christ?
Okay, we're in church every day and twice on Sunday. You see people doing things, and the thing to do is to look away. That is one thing the church has taught me. Look the other way. Mind your business, right? We had one of the top founding pastors in Virginia. He got in trouble because he was sleeping with the church members. That's what I found out when I got older. I knew it couldn't have been, the devil got up in my wife's mind and now I started my own new church. That didn't make any sense to me because I was a kid. I was like, what would make the devil get in her mind for y'all? It didn't make sense. Come to find out he was sleeping with everybody. The whole congregation just about. The deaconess, the prophet, except for the prophetess. The prophetess would only come when the big wigs would come down. The Clark sisters and them. Other than that, she wasn't coming up in there for that mess. But you're right. People don't know what's going on because the experimenting happens in the church and, just do it like this. And there's a lot of naive people. They're willing to do because they're thinking, these got to be clean people. We're in the church. No. And it's unfortunate. And another thing that Buddha spoke on was the fact that Larry Reid doesn't make any money off of YouTube. Did y'all hear him say that?
I did hear most of his money, Patreon and Facebook. Those is his two entities. He makes a lot of money from those sites. There was I'm not going to put this Kojic bishop name out, but there was a Kojic bishop back in the 90s.
Not a coach.
Was sleeping with people. And finally, when he admitted, he died. And it should be a movie. I forgot this quote. It's all the way, baby. You got, if y'all know this bishop, I'm trying to bring his name up. It's back in the 90s.
Oh,
he was just screwing these young boys. Very powerful bishop.
White or black?
He was a black bishop. He was
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was affecting people. And then close to the end, he admitted it. I guess he asked church for forgiveness or whatever. They try to keep it hush hush. And it should be a movie series of this. And they never got off the ground. But he was affecting people. But let me say this. I screwed someone in the Kojic church, right? And I met him on the train. I thought I was delivered. And I met this man on the Blue Line. And we went to the song We Screwed. His father was I'm not going to put his name out, was a bishop. He said, I'm so tired of these down low preachers and y'all not sending them down. We got to keep paying all this money. And I said, what do you mean all this money? All this settlement money. Because people forget it's not just Kojic that pays settlement money. I mean, Catholic Church, the Kojic Church, they pay settlement payments too, like hush payments, so all that Kojic money, convocation money. They have a whole legal team that when claims come up, they have to pay, especially if it's credible. Because a lot of these bishops have been going, and they've been doing like Kojic Church, like Catholic Church. They put them in one district and another, and they're affecting these people. It's sad. Oh, bishop husband. Thank you. I think it's like bishop. It was a bishop. You got to go all the way back. And it's sad because it's going on in the church. And I come for the church first, right, because that's where the judgment going to start with the house, with the church, right? It's going to start with them first. You know the book. So when Larry, he's affected, he talks really good, but it's evil. I know you ain't going to goop me because, and this is the sad part to my sister that gave all your money and you gave it to a dookie man. That to me is sick. And baby, keep your money, pay your bills, pay your rent, put it in the stock market. Baby, just put it in a CD or something. Stop giving your money to a man that is screwing your teenage boys, that's giving you a place, and he's so happy to see your teenage boy. I'm going to give y'all a place, and then let you be a preacher somewhere so you can infect your boys. Ooh. And to Lavantre mother, you need to repent because she talked against her son, took Larry's side because she wanted to be a big preacher. She was too busy preaching. And her son was getting violated. And then the brother, I go back to that. And this is why to Gerald, and I love this brother because you're from that area. So when you talk about things, you know how this church stuff goes. Yeah. It's a sickness. You could just build a platform just talking about stuff. And you're more intelligent than William McCrae because William McCrae liked to he became an extortion. He would extort preachers with dirt. That would mess him up.
Oh, no, that about that.
I know. I can say that. I was on the phone with him. I don't extort people with them big long nails. He would extort preachers. Like he would get mad. This is how the game would work with him. This would shut him down. Okay, Pastor, I got this. Pay me $50,000 or I'm going with it. That would kind of mess him up. And he lost a lot because he was extort preachers. He used his platform to extort him. He got removed and everything else. Yeah. And King Giles know too, because this guy brother got infected.
I mean, I've heard rumors about that, but nobody's ever actually pressed no charges.
Nobody ever will. Why?
You're not gonna extort me. I mean, you're not gonna come over here and say you got something on me, and I'm not gonna pay you a motherfucking thing. You get what I'm saying?
And you ain't in no motel like William McCrae either. Like
he ain't in a motel. He has a condo.
No, I'm talking about he was in motels at one point because he was going out bad. Like he was in like they post his pictures like. William McCrae, I love him. I love him dearly, but he loves.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a phenomenal guy. He's always been good to me, and let me tell you something. I don't get in other people's personal business like that. Who people sleeping with, like if it's not a story coming to me involving a pastor or something dealing with sleeping around, like I don't really get into the personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? But every time I talk to a pastor, I kind of tell them, like, listen, like even with Damian Massey, when he got caught with his boyfriend filming him climbing up on that boy's back. I told Damian Massey, I said, Bishop, I said, there's a right way to do wrong. I said, nobody will ever post a dick picture of me, an ass picture of me, because you're not going to record me while we doing anything. People can assume what they want to assume, but you're not going to know the truth because I don't tell my business. You get what I'm saying? If I'm drinking or doing something, I'm not finna be filming. My friends, when we go out and have fun, we go out to have fun. We don't go out to film and record. They ain't gonna catch me slipping. because I'm too smart because I know who I am. You get what I'm saying? And I know people are ready for people to fall down. You get what I'm saying? But I just tell people all the time, it's the right way to do wrong. If you sleeping with a pastor and he's paying your bills, then why are you online telling people? Why would you even share that with your close friend, knowing that if y'all fall out, like what Vincent did? I would never do my friends like that. I would never fall out with somebody and release everything I know about them, because that's just not me. You get what I'm saying? My personal friends, I would never do anything like that. So you got to really be careful, pastors and Larry, when you're doing stuff and when you're allowing everybody to know your business. Stop telling your business. Shut up.
You can't.
You get what I'm saying?
Though.
Well, he is sleeping with them. Like it's one thing to like be out and about. It's another, y'all are grouped in. Like the people I sleep with are not entangled in nothing. With social media. They could support me, but you will never be tied in. You're not a cameraman, you're not a sound engineer, manager. I just don't believe in none of that. I feel like family is family, and everything else is separate. There's a time and a place. I just believe in that part of professionalism, because I work in white corporate America. Like it is the less involved your spouse is about your business, the less they are questioned if you're doing something shady. Because when Congress calls and say you got to go testify, you want to be dumb. You want to be confused. You want to be shocked like everybody else is shocked. Like Bishop Eddie Long's wife. I was in Atlanta when he was having the boys at the Intercontinental. We thought he was just doing amazing group work. Come to find out, he was really doing stuff with these young boys. And I was young myself. So why would I question somebody with a figurehead? What would make me question that? Now, when I see people out, I'm like, is that their kid? What's going on with that? Because so many people just turned a blind eye to what people were doing. It's beyond wild.
And let me say this. Let me add to that. Grown people are grown people, right? Let's just say, you know, because I could have had the opportunity to hang out with Larry, but I'm not into that stuff, because Vincent did say there were people over there that did not do that stuff. You get what I'm saying? But I am a responsible person. Now, if he want to take these men to Dubai, all of that stuff, that's a totally different thing. But you're not finna molest nobody around me. You're not finna rape nobody around me. And if somebody in our group come to me and say that, I'm coming to you and I'm about to talk to you. And if it's true, I'm leaving you and I'm going to report you to the police. I'm not finna get online 3 years later, no, and say, I didn't see it until I left. No, Gerald Jackson's always alert, and I see everything that's going on. And when people are doing stuff like that, no, grown people. If this, my only concern is the Levante thing. I don't care about Larry with this contract marriage, to be honest. Although he's gonna get in trouble for that if somebody take the proper steps and report him properly. Someone who can communicate and, you know, articulate things and let them know what's going on and send them videos. But when it comes down to a child, somebody saying you did this to them when they were 15, I'm going to check you on that. I'm not finna say, oh, Levante was a liar when he was a teenager. No, we finna figure out what's going on. I don't care about your money. You can't pay me. You just can't. So, you know, when it comes to stuff like that, I feel like people need to step in and say something. You know what I'm saying? But if he with the pastor, if he want to record the pastor drunk, then that's on him. But you better not go in there and rape him, because if he come out, excuse my language, you know, if he come out and say you did this, then I'm gonna be concerned, because we're all friends, we're all hanging out together, and this one person done said something. Now, what's going on? Tell me, don't sit up here and lie in my face. Tell me what you feel what I'm saying? That's the type of friend and person I have always been. So, but when it comes to Levante, that was all I wanted to hear about this. But it was gagful for the other stuff, because the man is a manipulator and he's a narcissist and he's a liar. That man lies about everything. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Yeah. And with messy gays, you're gonna be messy.
Right.
And messy gays, you could pay them and they'll still spill the tea. I have a friend He's very powerful in Atlanta. Got an OnlyFans. He tell me all the guys he sleep with, all the celebrity. They're gonna share it.
I'm on your mama's side.
Right. They're not gonna keep that a secret. When it comes to anybody that do it secretly, anybody, they need to come out. And the problem is, what's done in the dark will come to light. Bishop Pearson said something. Well, just don't be too sloppy. No, bruh. Just don't do it. It is a woman should not have to share their man with little boys and with other men or with other women. That got to be called out. And the problem why a lot of this is so prevalent is because there's a lot of secrets. Oh, let's not tell Couture, babe. We know your husband is sleeping around. Tell her. And it's up to her to do what different and bring the receipts. But don't wait until the check get cut off. The green dot don't work. The Cash App ain't Cash Apping. The Zelle ain't Zelling. Oh, now I want to be the whistleblower. Because as long as you was you was good. You were doing it. And so I just don't understand that Larry and everybody want to talk because the money is drying up. And so I say call it out, bring the receipts to the Department of Justice, bring it to the FBI, Vincent. And this is how we get the ball. When I worked with BT and I sent them the emails, shout out to my team. We sent multiple emails. I made sure name, timestamps, everybody. And Larry finally admitted, well, they kept reaching out to BET and they didn't give me the job. Exactly. I'm glad you confirmed that it worked. And we should do that because I learned this from a white woman and white chicks. I'm going to write a letter. Like, writing letters are powerful. Emails are powerful. When you put it together and you see more and more and more, somebody go, okay, wait a minute. And you bring videos and you bring in timestamps, that stuff works because these people are saying it on camera. Report to these people so Larry can be under investigation. He did the same damn thing to Bishop Whitehead. He called the FBI, and the FBI told Larry, don't say my name. And Larry Reid said, special agent, blah, 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 blah. And he started walking in the house. He could help get Bishop locked up under investigation. So why can't we do it to Bishop? Why can't we do it to Larry Reid? Yeah. And to all that Manassas? That brother ain't so innocent. Because Vincent said, you know anything? You know that man ain't innocent. You know that man ain't innocent. My thing is this. How could you be so a prophet, but yet you got a man that's infecting people? You don't say nothing about it? The prophets in the Bible told David he was wrong. Moses told Pharaoh he was wrong. What the hell these so-called prophets just ain't telling these people when they know? A true evangelist and a prophet, when you effing up, they'll tell you boldly in front of the church, you the man. You did that. Repent or you're going to die. Yeah. Real prophets, but these new called prophets, you're going to get $80,000. And somebody ain't real. You ain't getting $80,000. You sick and died from diabetes. You ain't get the $80,000. Where's the true prophets? Where's the true people that's calling it? And Larry talking about all the prophets told me not to respond. They should have told your sick behind to repent. That's what they should have told you. Not respond. You need to repent before you die in your sickness.
Well, before I leave, gentlemen,
go ahead. I'm so sorry because if he keep playing it, he do it sick. Ain't them type of people. Don't worry, you see him going away slowly. Bones sinking, face sinking in.
Before
dark shades falling out because the cheekbones sinking in. But go ahead,
Monique.
Go ahead.
Monique is back in.
Let's talk about
her son. They won't take us out the group chat. Yeah. I feel like both people are right. I really do. And my ending statement will be this because I gotta leave in 10 minutes. Oh yeah. Because I'm going to the movies, see Bob Marley.
Okay.
But I feel like Monique said she wasn't a good mother. She's keeping him in the will. He's saying, I'm not hearing that. Get rid of daddy. Be my mother. And we could live happily ever after. I could be a great person. Something about him seems disingenuous. And when he thanked his new subscribers, I said, I thought we was talking about love, light, and healing, and you couldn't have a relationship with your mama And a lot of people don't want to admit it. They're going to admit it. Come July, mark my words. He wanted to humiliate her because she was coming back into media's grace. And people are conflating her issues with Tyler Perry and Oprah and Lionsgate into her parenting. I don't know anybody who was a teenage mom who was just an amazing mother. I don't know them. Somebody is always disappointed in the parenting. It just, to me, because Monique is from a different time. But had her 3 other children said the same thing, I probably would have been like, oh my gosh, she's an awful woman. I believe she went and got the help. I believe she was out there chasing that bag. And when the bag was cut off, she probably wasn't nice. And at that point, he was already grown. He had to watch his little siblings get this love that he never got or missed out on, this opportunity. So I do feel bad for the both of them. But putting it in y'all court.
Well, let me say this. I'm more on Monique's side. And I'm gonna tell you, and I don't too much like Monique because of the way the situation happened with the T.S. Madison stuff. And then I'm just so sick and tired of her talking about Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Oh my gosh, ma'am, just let it go. But I get Monique because her son came on the internet in such a way where it seemed like that they had a horrible relationship or a bad relationship, or she wasn't being the mother that he wanted her to be. But then when Monique came back, because I was like, okay, I understand that. But then when Monique came and she showed text messages, and I'm like, okay, she's trying. And you are a grown man. You get what I'm saying? If your relationship with your mother has been strained or something, then be a grown adult like you would to your friend. Like, mama, what's going on? We was doing so good. You know, we ain't talking no more. What's going on, ma? Everything good? You get what I'm saying? Because y'all had a strain on your relationship, so you would talk like that. But before Monique even made their rebuttal video, and before I even saw it, she had stated the same things that I was thinking about. Like, my mama, you a grown man. Okay, you 28 years old, G. You a grown man. You can handle your stuff, pay your own bills. Now, if you fall, then that's a different story. But you a grown man. Your mama paid all your stuff for your baby shower. They didn't have to do that, but you didn't mention that. Sydney and your mom, you know, went to the car lot, helped you with a down payment, negotiated the price. You ain't mentioned that. It's like he's trying to come in at a time that she's at her lowest because everybody is still ridiculing her with this Tyler Perry and this Oprah Winfrey stuff. So I just feel like, bro, you a grown man. It's not your mama's job to take care of you. Y'all was talking, having regular conversations, and what? You done fail. You need some money now. So instead of going to your mama and fixing your relationship and talking to her and telling her what you need the money. No. If Monique had it like that, her son probably wouldn't have to work. And like Sydney said, he talked to people so disrespectful, to his dad, to Monique, and then expect them to do something and then come to the internet in a way that make it seem like that she's a bad parent. And then when she was on Shannon Sharp, I didn't see her say anything wrong. All she said was that she wasn't ready to be a mother at the time. You get what I'm saying? Some people have kids and say they wasn't ready to be a mother, you know, but that don't mean they don't want to be a mother now or that they haven't tried to be a mother. That woman was out young, working, filming, you know, doing stuff, chasing her career, you know, and bringing money back for him so that he can have a future and that his children, like, we don't know what parents do when they leave off to go to the military with small kids and they leave them with their grandmother and stuff like that. Your mom and your dad is trying to build a future for you. You know, when my mama and this lady she was working for, when they had to go down, I think it was Mississippi for a tornado, hurricane or something way back in the day, they were grinding stumps. Her friend had a tree stump company and they would grind stumps and cut trees. And my mom was gone for like 2 weeks. And I was at my grandma's house, crying because I didn't want to be over with my grandma. My grandma too mean. But I'm not going to get online and say my mama went with me for 2 weeks and she don't spend no time with me. And I'm not about to do that. I'm not going to the public with my family problems, period. I'm not about to do that because people be trying to find moments to catch people that are of public importance, public figures, and they try to come out with stuff just to take you down because you are known. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you sitting here reading something that you typed up. Speak from the heart, nigga. Excuse my language. Speak from the heart. Tell the people your heart. Speak from the heart and tell the truth. You couldn't tell you how you sat right here and got all this stuff listed and gathered, but you didn't say that your mom and them helped you get a car. You didn't say nothing about her buying your kids and all of that stuff, you know, for your baby shower. Monique don't have to do that. That's her grandkids, but she don't have to do that because you a grown man. Get up at your mama's house, pay your bills, handle your stuff, go get a job. You're a grown man. It's not her responsibility to take care of you as a grown man. And you got a wife and kids. No, you should have thought about having kids before you had them. If you knew you weren't going to be able to take care of them, afford them, get baby stuff, then where your friends at? Why your friends didn't bring nothing for the baby shower? Why your mama had to buy everything? No, it's not Monique's job to take care of you. That woman is married. She has a husband. And what's confusing about that and weird to me about that is that, girl, every mama that I have met or have heard about that be messing around with people always tell their kids that's your uncle. Now, that's the part I'm confused about. You know, like, my mom is dating my uncle. You know what I'm saying? I know he was introduced as an uncle, but damn, you know what I'm saying? And from what I heard is that Sydney was like a good Judy. He was like one of them down low friends from Monique. You know what I'm saying? Like, they hung out and was friends, and her kids knew him as their uncle, because it's like, damn, this my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, now you don't want to get rid of that name. I just think that's just weird for,
But for me, I understand what the man is talking, Monique's son. He's talking about the time. Right. And I look at my own family dynamic. I look at my aunt in Georgia. She don't like my grandmother. She kept the same interests. Right. Don't come and visit her. Came maybe twice out of my 33 years of living, because she felt like my grandmother abandoned her, and she did. Mm-hmm. She raised my mother. She raised my uncle, those group of children, and she kept her in Georgia. She brought her back, but didn't really fight for her. So for her, she felt like my grandmother abandoned her. But that's not my experience, because my grandmother was there for me. So I can never say she abandoned me. But when it comes to the son, he's talking about the lack of time. I think we talked about professional women. They battle through this. Like Oprah, was talking to Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters say it's a good thing you didn't have children, because I had a problem with my daughter because I was rarely there. And our relationship is not there because I travel most of her life. She rarely seen me maybe once a couple of days a year. Wrestlers go through the same thing with their family. They miss birthday, funeral, etc., because they always on the road. You cannot replace time. I don't care how much money. Children remember the time rather than the gifts. And that's why I try to preach to my sister. I said, spend time with your girls, because they're going to say, yeah, you bought this, but you weren't with us, mama. You abandoned us. You didn't care. And they're going to brag about the family members that was there. Like my grandmother, I put on this pedestal. I used to call her mom until my mother got offended. She ain't your mom. She's my grandma, but she was there. She took me to school. She bathed me. She cooked my breakfast. She was there for me at my lowest. She was just there. Mm-hmm. And you wasn't. And I just think that's what the son. But honestly, I tell him this because he's a grown man. I'm a grown man. Mm-hmm. I had to take my mother, the lack of what she was doing, and I had to do it for myself. And I made a promise to myself, not impregnate these women and don't take care of these kids. I live for that promise. And at 33 years old, I ain't got no little bastards running around me. Okay? Not the bastards. Because if you ain't got no children, you got to be political. They're little bastards, okay? Right. Yeah. So that's how I understand, because it's hard to spend time when you're mentally, and when you're trying to chase that bag. How can I be worried about the kids? I'm on YouTube for 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13. Right. I'm trying to chase the bag, and I'm going to get to my children. So when I'm solidified, wealthy, which I will be in the next 2 years, speaking of Amen. Thank you, Lord. So then I'll be able to be like, money going to work for me. I could be there for my babies. And Monique she said, thank God that I'm able to be a parent again, like my brother. He was in jail most of his life. Yeah. So now he got my nephew was born on the same day as me. I said, thank God that you have a second chance to be a parent. Amen. But I sent another text, go back to your first batch and still be there. Try to make up. You can't make up for the missed time, but make new memories for your children. Because sometimes y'all forget. You get a new group, a new woman, and forget about your oldest kid. You can't miss that. You got to show them that love. But that man, too, got to humble himself to be willing to work with mama And that's what therapy come in too, because Monique is still chasing the bag. And you can still go to shows like, hey, mama, can I be your assistant? Can I work with you? This is his moment to make it. And
I agree with that, Wiley. I definitely feel like there's ways he can implement himself to have that kind of relationship, because he says he wants to be a comedian. Why not work with somebody who has access to all the comedians? I think he has a lot of resentment, and that comes from when you have babies with people you don't like. And I see it both ways. But as a woman who does not have children, I made the conscious choice, not in my 20s, I'm in my 30s now. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be when I am in a position where I don't have to look back on my life and have regret, because I know what it was like for my mom to feel like she did everything she was supposed to do. My mom has a doctorate in nursing. My mom literally makes a lot of money, is able to do these things to where she showed me, like, my mom was my first hero. Showed me you be anything. But there's kids now who literally will take you working and providing that substance and that foundation as you didn't want to be a mother. And I think that's so disheartening, especially as Black women, because so many of us don't even make it out of that OR after pushing the baby out. Hell, the kids don't make it. So I just think there's the burdens of parenthood is always placed at the women's feet, and men are X'd out of this conversation. That's why I'm not too mad about it. I say the same thing Martha Stewart said when her daughter made a podcast, said she was a horrible mother. Say whatever you need to do, say and do whatever you need to make your money and become a law-abiding citizen and thrive in that. Right. You're not written out of the will. And Monique said the same. I love y'all, producers.
Love y'all. Thank you. Have a good time at the movies. We'll be at Vegas April 26th or the 28th. Looking forward to it. This was a great show. And let me take their pictures down here. And we have to agree to disagree. I'm a huge Monique fan. I will never stop being a fan of her as an entertainer. As a mother, I feel like she got to make it right. As a son, her son, he got to make it right. Lay down them egos, baby, because y'all both breathing. Your mama got money, so she can pay for the best therapy that money can buy, and then do a show working on our relationship with her and daddy. And I also feel like Sydney should take a back seat and let support your wife, but this is Monique's issue. And you support your wife, but don't try to take over the conversation, because that messes it up, because he already feel like you the ops anyway. Right. I just want Monique and her son to work on it. Get us out the group chat. Go to there.
Let me say this, Wiley, because I wanted to touch on this.
Go ahead.
I got what you were saying earlier about the time, right? But look at it like this as well. This guy's 30 years old, right? He stay one place, Monique stay in another place. Monique is on the Dark Matter tour or whatever she was doing before they brought it to the internet. I just feel like that. I mean, she said she apologized, and I believe he said something along the lines that wasn't enough or whatever, her actions and stuff. But it's like, okay, I apologize. What do you want me to do? You want me to spend more time with you? But the thing is that when you get older and you get 30, you be having a job. You be having kids and a wife to tend to. You can't fly to Chicago or fly to Alabama from North Carolina every day to spend time, especially if she's working, she on the tour. Catch her on her tour. Mom, where you gonna be at? Oh, y'all gonna be in Raleigh this weekend? Okay, I'm coming up there. It's stuff like that. But like when you're talking about Monday through Friday, or or you talking about other time, I mean, you ain't gonna always be able to spend time with your mama. You get what I'm saying? Or your dad. And this is not just a Monique thing. This is his dad too. He's having problems with his dad. And I just feel like you've now brought it to the internet. How y'all gonna heal? How is this gonna? I mean, like, how is it? And the people that don't understand or taking up for him, that's because some of them have probably dealt with the same thing, and or whatever the case may be. But like some kids, we fly out every Christmas, Thanksgiving, during the holidays, may take a trip or something. But you 30 years old, everybody, you got your own personal life. You know what I'm saying? Wiley, you can't fly somewhere and just spend time with somebody, the bill time, and you got a job. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter how much money you have. You still have employees. You're still trying to make it. So when you're in a movie world, it's different from when you a musician. You get what I'm saying? Because you can go out of town for 6 months overseas to film a movie, but you can go down to, you know, a club in Atlanta and perform and go back home the same night. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like without us all knowing the full details, and with him keeping some out, especially what she has done for him, and just talk about that, I just feel like he doing too much. Bro,
Well,
reach out to your mama.
Yeah, I also feel like, you know what I'm saying, I don't have children, so I still in a position to try to make it work for my mother, but I've came to the conclusion she's not ready.
Yeah.
So her not being ready, I understand it. You know, I use that as part of my commentary, part of my stand-up. But when I do have children, shout out to Tamla Mann, she said something on stage when me and my mother was sitting there. She said, my daughter felt like I didn't do right for her. So I told her, do what I didn't do it for your children, right? Be an example, break that cycle. And so I had to break that cycle. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the lack of time, I'm paying attention to that. Children need their fathers. They need to see them visible. They need to see that. And if you don't have that, this is why it's good for uncles and aunties to go back to where it was back in the day when you have that village. But it's nothing like having a father. I wasn't raised with my father. And so when I found out, my father found out the information. Yeah. He said, it's too late. You're in your 30s. And I said to Tommy Williams, it's not too late because we still breathing. Yeah. And I still have brothers. Right. And he said, well, you're in your 30s. No, it's not. But you live this image. You're doing podcasts. You're doing news articles and on the news. You're mentoring youth. This is why I get being on camera. I get it from Tommy Williams. Shout out to Tommy Williams and his beautiful white wife. She's a dentist, and I wish them well. But you can't tell me get over it. You're in your 30s, no, because you was raised by your mother. It's easy to say get over it when you had it. Have that void. Have that, you don't know who your father, everybody in the house name one thing, you name something else. That follows you for a long. Even Kurt Franklin, he broke down. That man is in his 50s, 20 years older than me. Yeah. You still feel that void. But it's some people, including my mother, when she said, just get over it. How can you get over when you was raised with your father? Went to his funeral, seen your father been buried. So you don't understand that void and not spending time. It's something when you have a deadbeat father, but it's something when you have an absent mother. Yeah. And it's something when you have an absent mother and she's still there, but she's a drunk. So you deal with that over and over, and you have to work through that trauma. It made me get it, but I dealt with mental illness because people don't understand how important your parents and your environment is. And if you embrace that trauma, it can affect you. And that's why I'm not shocked and judge people when they have, mental illness and they're going crazy, because you don't know the root. And a good psychiatrist always going to talk about the root. And then I'll never forget it, when I was on probation, I had to do a class. My probation, you got to do this class. I didn't want to do that class. But I'm so glad I did the class. And I was talking to that woman. We did a private session. She was a mental whatever. And I was telling, and I broke down in tears because I was still going through with my mother. And she said, go, send me to support groups. And that counseling, bail counseling services in Texas saved my life because it let me lay it off my chest because it was heavy. Yeah. And it affected me mentally because I didn't know I was carrying on church trauma, cult, mother being a drunk. No, didn't know who my father was. I thought it was Calvin Wiley, to find out years later it was Tommy Williams. And it was painful and it was hurtful. And that's why people don't understand. Yes, I'm in my 30s, but damn it, I'm still hurt. What happened when I was 2?
I understand your story.
It's that pain. But you got to work through it. I had to fight through it. I had to fight through it because I could have been like, I'm a victim. Had a whole victim party. Yeah. Or is I'm going to take that mess and turn it to a message. And now here I am now. Yeah. With a beautiful.
And let me tell you a short
multimillionaire.
Oh, come on now. Let me tell you a short story. Let me tell you a short story, Wiley, and I'm gonna get off of here, right?
Okay.
I have a friend. I don't know where our relationship is right now. We've been friends for 7 years. And my friend, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me, but like when I go out of town, I might pay him to drive me, or, different stuff. He'll put the hotel room in his name, or, when we on the road, been brothers for a very long time. But he's lazy. Like all he want to do. He stay with his mom. All he want to do. And like I said, I don't know where we are right now, and I'll tell you why that. He's lazy. He don't want to clean up when his mom tell him to clean up, but he always asking her for money. And about 2 months ago, because I haven't spoken to him in 2 months, about 2 months ago, his mom always called me. She'd be like, Gerald, she'd be like, Jonte is cutting up again. But this last time he had punched holes in her wall. And I'm like, are you serious? I was like, okay, I'm about to come over there. So I left my office and I went over there. I'm like, Jonte, what the fuck you got? You know, being a friend or whatever. And he was like, man, I asked my mama for $1,000, man, to help me get this car out of the shop, bro. She won't help me. But look at the house. You don't clean up. She be telling you to clean. His mama got money. She be telling you to clean up. You don't clean up. You don't wash no dishes. All you want to do is lay around and smoke weed. Do you know this boy got online and said, my mama don't love me. My family don't love me. All they want me to do is clean up, but they don't want to help me with nothing. They don't want to do me. I ain't got no family. Nigga, you lying. You lying. You got on Facebook and you said that because your mama won't give you no $1,000 to motherfucker get your car out because you won't clean up the house. You get what I'm saying? So he didn't have to get online and say, oh man, mama won't give me no money. But he lied and tried to say that she wasn't a good mama and trying to say his family was bad and trying to say all because she won't give him no money. But people that's on Facebook that's reading his status, they don't know that. But I know that. You get what I'm saying? I know what he asked his mama for, and I know why she didn't give it to him. Because you didn't clean up the room. You didn't sweep the floor. You don't do nothing. I'm the only, bro, I can get this dude. Listen, we can go from here to Atlanta. I pay him $500 to drive me. Do you not know by the time we get back, his money gone? Bro, what are you doing with your money? Like, who are you sending your money to? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, clean up your house. Clean up your room. Your mama should have to come in here and tell you to get your clothes out the basket. And I had to cut him off because he keep disrespecting his mom. He tearing her house up. Every time she don't give him no money, Wiley, he get online and start talking about she's a bad parent. And that woman is single and has bust her ass for him and her 2 other kids. Daddy one never there. Just like my mom raised me and my brother by herself. You feel me? And we came up successful. Now we paying all of her bills. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not finna go online and say my mama don't love me because I asked for $20 to go to the skating ring and she told me to clean up this house if you want some money. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and then when I saw this story, I'm like, okay, she apologized. She wasn't there. Talk about time. Only should have been there for her son at that young age. But when you 30 years old now, what do you want her to do? The woman is traveling. I mean, you 30, you got a family, you got kids. You're going to leave your child for 2 weeks to go do what with Monique? What y'all going to do? Argue? Because that's what they said he do. He like to argue. He talk disrespect his dad. So it's like, okay, he don't have to necessarily say it's about money. You don't know what his motivation is or what his underlying, you know what I'm saying, reason for what he's doing. And I said that earlier because the situation with my friend, I was like, oh my gosh, my friend and his mom is going through the same thing. It's like he's trying to sit up here and say she's a bad parent, and she's not. That boy got everything he wants, Wiley. He got PlayStations, the new shoes. Even when he disrespect her, she still go out and give him money. And I told him, I said, the next time your mama called me and tell me that you disrespecting her, bro, I'm done with you. And she called me 2 months ago, and I've been done ever since. Because don't do her like that. Because your mama worked hard.
Because it's really sad when it comes to that. And I believe that mother probably it's time to let him grow. One of the greatest things that happened in my life, we was in Chicago, and my family said you got to go to order or protection. I had two restraining orders, right? And I was in pain. I was hurting, but it made me a mature man. I was able to get the mental help, handle things, right? So my mind is different. My mindset is different. And I'm in a position to come see my mother and my grandmother because she's sick. She's in a nursing home. So, but for me as an adult, as a man, I had to take responsibilities for my decisions. And a lot of us have to, too. It's okay to say, you know what? I effed up. I'm not perfect. And you work towards it. I was almost 400 and some odd pounds. And I'm working at the gym, working on my body. But we as Black men, we have to work on ourselves. And it's okay to talk to you, Gerald, on the side. Like, hey, brother, let's uplift each other. Go to the gym, talk to some brothers. Go to church, talk to some brothers. It's okay to get some mental health. And there's a lot of people suffering in their mind.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you hitting the wall? Like, what's going through? A lot of people have undiagnosed illnesses. They just do. They just say, oh, homegirl just had an anger problem. She always talked to herself. She's just crazy, but it's a reason. And we got to work through that. And that's why I tell people, for me, I had to do it because my stuff was public. It's a news video that's out right now talking about where I had my mental breakdown. People still use that, but it's okay. But I'm no longer how I was back then. But there's so many people ain't lived to tell that story because they gone. They did so much, they ain't here, they in prison for the rest of their life, etc. But to Monique and her son, y'all still got something beautiful. Y'all still alive. And y'all, one party got money, just work towards it. And to the son, this is a hard truth. If your mama don't never want to have a relationship with you, you still got something, you still have a child. After you get through with your rant, take care of your daughter, be a good husband, be a good steward in your community, do what your mother could not do. And use your mother celebrity to open up doors. Do what Steve Harvey did. Lori Harvey used her stepfather, right? Use his celebrity status to maneuver. You have something I don't have. Everything I built, my children is going to benefit from because of my sacrifice. I don't have a Beyonce as a mama, Shirley Caesar. I would love to have Shirley Caesar as a grandmother because doors open up. I don't have that. So you're going to have to, you have something that most people don't. You have a mama that's already in Hollywood, baby. Use that. You know how to write scripts. So obviously, I would say write a book because we need to hear your side. Just like we heard Monique's side. She said, I was a bad mama. I was chasing the bad. Thank God for me having a second chance. I want to hear his perspective because it's a lot of broken boys that's into men because they still got mommy issues like gay men. I used to hate women so bad because I hated my mother. I took it out on women. I didn't want to sleep with them. I couldn't stand their guts. But once I started to forgive my mother, okay, I want some money now. I can deal with women now. I was getting in on last February. I thought I almost got this woman pregnant because I was reckless. Didn't have a condom, bought the condoms, bought the edibles, and just got it in. And I thought she was pregnant, but I was like, oh, okay, I can't do that again. God was like, listen, we can't have you have no little bastards right now. So, but nevertheless, I just love you on the show because number one, you bring a perspective. We don't agree, but I'm glad that we met and you have helped me with my website and you have helped me through it out of you being so busy. And I thank you for that. And I love your platform. I love what you stand for. You are a boss and a leader, and you're extremely messy, but educated where we see. Some people are just messy. That's all it just mess. But your mess, you got court documents, you got receipts, you got pictures. The news ain't got the picture. You got everything to a T. And that's why Larry Reid can't stand you because you are a credible threat. Because your platform is solidified and you got preachers that's like he got preachers. And people they get nervous when you write about them on the site. And that's why Larry is extremely upset. And now you got Vincent, not the marriage license. It's like that's not good when they got a person like you because you're gonna put it. I mean, you stay up and write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs.
Yeah, thank you, Wiley.
And when you go on a campaign, watch it because you got the Cabo 6 deleting their platform. I've never seen that before.
I put the story out. I put their pictures out because when I spoke to the dad, I mean, the mainstream media is not going to do it. So I was like, no, I'll do it. They gave me the names and I found them and I put them out there. And let me say this, Wiley, call me anytime, bro. Like, you know the conversation we have, the website and stuff. I'll help you anytime, bro. Just hit me up. And I don't charge, do I?
No, you don't charge. And he keep his word. Like he said, Wednesday, he was ready. So he keep his word because these other people will charge you. Shout out to Monica, a great mentor of mine from All About the Tea. I love quiet rich people. Like they got it quiet. They quiet. Like Larry, he's loud. But these people like Monica and yourself and other people like Michelle, they just quiet and just making money. Larry is very loud and sick. So he ain't used to money. He was poor. His whole family took turns with his bread basket and he became the same monster because he said, I can say more and more about Larry because he said a lot on his video.
Wiley, you got money too. I don't know why you sit up here trying to play games.
No, I don't have. Yeah, well, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this though, to your website when you post this about Larry Reid. I mean, I can't wait to see what your perspective is going to be about Vincent. I'm really yearning for because that man. I'm going back to watch the video again because I can't wait to see your perspective.
Wiley, I'm happy that listen. This is my thing because people be confused with my commentary, but I try to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm happy that he put this out. You get what I'm saying? But bro, this dude has been talking for so long. You had left. I mean, even all this time, bro, you could have still came out and said, hold on, y'all, Levante was telling the truth. You let Larry rebuttal and sue him, and you knew it. That's just my issue with him and then the content creator stuff. But other than that, I'm glad he put it out. You know what I'm saying? Because either way, it was gonna come out. Some way it was gonna come out. But Larry is on the criminal investigation. And the Raleigh Police Department, they know me. I got all the contacts from the PIO, public information officer, when I reach out to get statements and stuff. They know how I am when families call me from up there and they are jelly back on their investigations. I eat them up.
Wow.
It's no difference. I'm gonna eat Raleigh Police Department up until they bring Levante in that office, until they bring Larry Reid into that office and Vincent into that office, because Vincent need to go to the police and tell them what happened, get this boy some justice, like for real. That's what I do. I'm more about corruption, people who are wrongfully convicted of crimes, people who are living in apartment complexes and the AC unit is not working and they hide and the people still want them to pay bills. I take stories like that. People, you know what I'm saying? Like people who are giving people diseases and it ain't true. I take those type of stories. You get what I'm saying? Like, because people need a voice and they need a platform to speak. And people like Larry, they're afraid of people like you and I, because we believe people. Like, we can talk to somebody and believe their story before we decide to bring them up without no proof. You get what I'm saying? If I believe your story, I can bring you on my platform. I just have to watch my commentary about what is being said. You get what I'm saying? Because a witness is considered testimony. You don't have to have physical evidence. All you have to do is put someone on the stand and let them tell their story. And it's up to the defense attorneys or the prosecution to, play with their credibility and let the jury see if they telling the truth or not. You get what I'm saying? So that's the type of stories that I do. I just like helping people get justice, bro. And every once in a while, I'll tap into the celebrity stuff. And the only reason I'm tapping into this Larry Reid stuff is because, for one, he's a former pastor and molestation is involved.
And you should do it, because, like, for me, it was a shift for me because I got an email about the political stuff, and I said that's a part of my calling. Because at the end of the day, people need to know about that. We have a lawyer going to be talking about shot spotter, and that's a detection of a shot if anybody shoot a gun. And they're saying we're going to cancel the contract, but we're going to wait until after the DNCs. But if it's wrong for black, why is Wayne Council immediate? But anyway, so we cover those type of stories, and we had a conversation about how corrupt the government could be. We removed from the email list. We got deleted off the email list. They don't like us at all because we do speak truth to power. And just because you think your platform is small, it's not. Somebody powerful is watching. And when we had Alderman Lopez on our show and asked him these questions, people were shocked. They said, "Wow, I didn't know you were into it," because that's a shift of our show. It's not just what I'm learning. It's not just about celebrities. We got to talk about real issues. Because if we're not talking about these real issues, skip about Beyonce. That's not going to change having a bed-infested apartment or don't have running water or etc. Talking about Jason Lee, about what he's doing in Stockton, California. Like, talking about those real issues. And it also showed that I'm just not a one-trick pony. I can talk about other issues. And we're not glitching like Foxo. Foxo is glitching. And that's why I love you, because your platform don't just talk about celebrity culture. It talk about real issues, filthy, dirty, stinky pastors. Pastors telling you to go off yourself, responding to you, say, go off yourself. One pastor told you that.
Damn man.
And so I see it, and I love that you have a solid, strong brand. Thank you, and bro. Your brand is growing. And I found you do the whole thing with Shaquilla situation. Yeah, Shaquilla Robinson, the Cabo, the Mexico. Yeah. You jumped on it before Roland Martin. Roland Martin had to piggyback on what you talked about. But you had it before Roland, a journalist that was born before. We weren't even born yet when Roland was into journalism. Right. So, you know, you had it before him. No shade towards Roland, but according to Roland, we just born. You know.
And I'm gonna tell you why a lot of people come to me. Man, I got about 4 emails that came in since I've been on here. This is the thing. People come to me with their story because they know I'm not gonna shy away from the truth. You know, everybody's not gonna like my commentary, and that's okay. I like that, you know. But at the end of the day, people know that I'm not mainstream media. They know when they come to me, they're going to be able to say what they want to say, raw, uncut, unfiltered. I'm not going to filter anything. I'm going to let them cuss. I'm going to let them say what they want to say and let them tell their story. And I'm going to and then a lot of times, bro, it'd be so crazy because these people be having evidence. And it's like, well, why the freak the police won't do nothing? And it's like, as soon as I write a story about it and my followers and people start sending it out, it's like, now they want to do something. Now they want to call the families. I mean, it's like, it's crazy that a blogger and Black mothers and fathers have to keep marching to podiums and press conferences asking you to help them. And like I said earlier, I mean, a long time ago, like with Ben Crump, I don't like him because there's a story I'm working with on with a family in Fayetteville who he did a whole press conference about, told them people, the white people down there, oh, they killed him, they murdered him and all of this stuff. And then turned right around and told the mom that he can't help them. And then was trying to keep them locked into that agreement or contract or something with this 60%, 50%, 70%. You know, we win a lawsuit, we get this amount of money. And then they're trying to get another lawyer. So if they do go after this guy who killed this woman's son, then the money will go to them and the new lawyer, not just y'all. But it's like, change your strategy. You keep on going to the press conference, ridiculing these white people, and you're not saying, hey, anybody in the community got some evidence or got something? Let's get this evidence and try to go to the DA and help them in their investigation and help them. I told the Shaquilla Robinson family and Mr. Bernard said he did not want Crump on his case. He told them he did not want no attorney on his case. He wanted the FBI handle it. They started going to these I told them, don't do it. They started going to these press conferences and doing all this yelling and all this going off on these people instead of saying, let us get some evidence and go introduce ourselves to the DA and say, hey, Mr. DA, you know, my name is such and such. I represent the Robinson's family. If there's anything we can help you out in this investigation, we will be glad to do that. We have people that are out canvassing the area trying to get more information, who know these people that may have sent something to try to help in the investigation. And then, you know, educate our Black men and Black women. You know, when the police pull you over, you got to do what they tell you to do, baby, so you can live. You got to make it home. You ain't gonna win no court case on the side of the road. If they say you speeding, just be like, all right, give me the ticket. I'm not finna argue with you. I done been to jail so many times and I done had so many run-ins with the law, but I ain't never been tased, beat. As much as I talk shit about them, I ain't never been tased, beat, rent, none of that, because I show respect. I know to go hard, get my lawyer, and we're going to deal with it in court. You ain't finna shoot me. No. Hands on the steering wheel, sir. My registration is in my glove compartment. I'm going to take my right hand and reach for it. Is that okay, or would you like to do it? You're not finna kill me. But see, nobody want to educate our people on that, on what to do during a traffic stop. You get what I'm saying? It's like we always want to run to the press and badger, and then they be like, we ain't finding them guilty. And then some of the DAs, it's the DA's sole discretion to charge a person. They are elected by the people. The governor can't tell the DA to charge nobody. So some of these cases, they be like, I ain't charging them because this nigga come up in here think he gonna run something. When Crump and them came to Elizabeth City, North Carolina, when Andrew Brown Jr. got shot in the head, the prosecutor, the DA told them, y'all ain't licensed here. You ain't coming in my city think you finna run nothing. You better go find you a lawyer that can go in there with the family and watch this video. And the lawyer came, had to go in there and watch the video from North Carolina. They will not let Crump or Bakari Sellers go in that room because they have been on TV talking trash about the DA. And he told them, no, you ain't going to, what you said about me on TV? Hell no. You ain't going up in there. And he made, officers made sure they stayed out. Sure did. I just feel like change the strategy sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
And I also feel like for people that do cooperate and lost their life, it can still happen because a racist police officer happened. Then for me, when I was tased by the police, by the Dallas Police Department, they have every right to tase me. I was running in traffic. I'm a 6'2" man, butt naked, but they did tase me. So they have every right. Thank God they tased me and not like the other officer mistake her taser for her gun. So I feel like the entire system need to change because it is based in slave catching. And when you go back and if you read, you guys, and it's this book that I'm listening to, and I just want you all to read it and go back to just, and it's a long book, by the way, the 1619 Project. When you research the origins of policing, you will go right back to slavery. So that culture is still embedded in the mindset of the American policing system. It's still there. That spirit is still strong. And so I pray that you continue to speak truth to power because just back in the day, let's talk about the power of Black media. I'm going to stick with Chicago, called the Chicago Defender. They were so powerful in their messaging. Black media back in the day was so damn powerful that the government wanted to arrest these Black journalists and said they was treason because they was exposing the racism in the army and the lynching. And the government said, oh, we got to arrest these Black people for treason. So we have always had Black media that spoke truth to power. Problem is with media now is that we want to just talk about pop culture. That's what they want us to talk about. They don't want you talking about police corruption or Black lawyers that are pimping out the Black. They don't want you talking about that. Stick with the shade room. Stick with Cardi B and Nicki. But when you're talking about these real issues, the reason why your website gets so much of a response because they're not getting that on CNN. They're not getting that on MSNBC.
That is very true.
They're not getting that on Fox News. So you're reaching for what back in the day our ancestors was doing and writing, and they didn't have social media. They have to push their papers door by door, fish fry by fish fry. It was the Chicago Defender was sitting back to the South saying Chicago is the land of milk and honey. And that's why we had the Great Migration, because a lot of the Black media newspapers was telling them how we was doing so great in Chicago. So to you, I never knew. I knew about Ben Crump, about some of his idealism, but having that insight, that local insight.
I got the contract. Man, it's so crazy. Listen, this is the thing. The mom had been caught. Listen, the guy's name is Jason Walker from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Google him. Nothing else on his case. Crump ain't even. Man, listen. The family had been calling. This dude was standing outside. Listen, his house, it sits off on a highway, okay? Like right how I'm facing this thing right here. This light in front of me, his house is over there, the street right here. He on the curb getting ready to cross. He thought he was going to make it. An off-duty police officer sped up, and he jumped on the windshield of the off-duty police officer's truck, rolled off, and the off-duty police officer got out, pulled his truck over, got out the damn truck and shot and killed the boy. And then told the police that my family was threatened because he jumped on my hood of my car. That boy was jumping on the hood of that car to save his damn self from getting ran over after you sped up right in front of his dad and his mama house. And then Crump gonna get online. They killed him. It's racist. It's this. But then call the family back months later and tell them we can't help you. It's a stand your ground law. How is that a stand your ground law? And then when the mama then was talking to Crump, she could never get into Crump. She told me that they would call and it would take them like 2 weeks to get back in contact with her. She would call her assistant and her lawyer represents her. It's like, Crump, you represent this mama and she calls you and it takes you 2 weeks to call her back about the case to get an update, and still to this day ain't returned her call, Wiley. I reached out. They won't give me a statement, but I'm almost done with my investigation with this.
Ooh.
But and then she got another lawyer, and they're like, listen, this is the thing. And I told the mom, I said, Mom, I don't know why this happened. They made her, and this is the only thing I don't like about Crump now, is that instead of them giving a couple of days to go by and to sit a family down and to talk to them, they get them right when they crying and emotional, and it just happened. We got to get them now because they emotional. We got to let them know we Crump. We've been doing this for years. Instead of sending these families down and talking to them, this is what I do. I can represent you. We can help you out. What's going on? And then, retain them and let them retain you and you represent them. But right on the scene, they call these mothers while they're emotional, and these families while they're emotional and not thinking clearly and not reading nothing. They told her, we're going to represent you, sign this contract. Send her a contract. What is it called? DocuSign. And she didn't get a copy of it. I thought DocuSign automatically sends you a copy, right? She can't find it. Been reaching out to them to get a copy of the contract, of the agreement, of them representing her, all of that stuff. Beating her down. Couldn't get it. Luckily, she found it. And I was able to get a copy of it. And I just could not believe the amount of money he was asking for this mother for this type of case for her child. These people are broke. That's why Tamir Wright's mom came up, because Ben Crump and them effed up their son's fight. That's why I say sometimes going to the press conference and the podium all the time and yelling at these people, and because every city is not racist. Every police department is not racist. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have some police departments that are white sheriff, white chief, and they actually do stuff for the community. Like the sheriff up there in Richland County, South Carolina. Them people are actually out there in the community doing stuff. It's just like every city is not racist. Get to know these people where this stuff is happening at. How you know this chief and this DA is in agreement with what this white man did to this black man, or what this black man did to this white man, or what this black on black, white on white, whatever it is. Get to know them before you start accusing them of being like every other city that you've been to. Give them the opportunity. And then when you give them the opportunity and they don't do right, then you go to the press conference. You get what I'm saying? That's how my stories come about, because the families be done, did everything, got the proof, and ain't nothing happened. Then they come to me and I put it out there. Then now y'all want to investigate something. You got to change the strategy, Wiley. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do the same thing when it's not working anymore.
No, I just think you can't have one strategy for every place. I remember with Dr. King, he went somewhere with the same strat and it didn't work.
Leon Locke. That's his name, Kevin. Sheriff Leon Locke. That man love black folks.
Right. So I think for this, it's great that you're involved, and we need to educate the families to not sign something when you are emotional. Not even go to a funeral home. You need somebody that is clear-minded, that is not broken with sadness, that can stay focused.
That's how they get them.
And I want to say shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Roland Martin. Just shout out to these voices. That's now I can tell families, hey, I think you need to get a second opinion. You need to read these documents before you sign them, because you could be signing away your rights. And when it comes to police, I remember it was a black lawyer in Chicago. Remember that mother was in the Maxwell. They put out a report that she told her son to go instruct to go kill the guy, and to find out it wasn't like that. He saw his mother getting hit and he defended his mother. Police charged him. And it was this black woman just came and got the people out, lied and said she got him out, got with the family, filed a lawsuit with the Chicago Police Department. And that mother was like, listen, I didn't want to do this because I'm already getting harassed. And when you file a lawsuit against the Chicago, you better leave town because they're like the mafia. So then everything came out. Then they dropped it, and then you don't hear nothing about it. But these lawyers are so aggressive because of Ben Crump, everybody want that bag. Everybody want to be on camera. You have to be careful. See, Ben Crump got security. Al Sharpton is protected. But what about the people that you're where's their protection? So you have to be cautious on your messaging because it could cause you the sanctity and the investigation. Like you said, you can't be dragging the prosecutor and expect to go in their office and shake a hand. Absolutely not. It's going to be a war among war, but I don't think they understand that piece. Maybe they do. They don't give a care because they don't live there. And you have to be very careful. One thing about you really saying something. Thurgood Marshall, they had to say, "Hey, calm that down. Be careful talking to the media." And that was really do some real racism. And they told him, "You can't speak." He had to get a lawyer that lived there, do all the talk, because every judge and ain't gonna welcome you. So Thurgood Marshall had to sit there. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very careful and cautious on how you move as a lawyer. And he probably got an outdated PR team. It probably worked with George Floyd, but it may not work in every situation because every situation don't have a recording like George Floyd. That was just the impact. You just can't apply that strategy in every case.
You just
can't. Need local activists and lawyers to work with you that understand the area. I do want to add that. Like you need to be on their marketing team.
And Shanquella, let me tell you something. I really honestly believe that had the Robinson family not hired Ben Crump, Shanquella will have justice. And the thing about it is that I ain't gonna say who the source is, but Crump did a lot too much for them that would kind of played in the decision of them not doing anything. And that's why I said some of these people, you know, they are elected by the people. They can just say, and when I was saying that, I was really talking about this situation with the Shanquella Robinson's family. But I had to get off that case because it got all about money and Mr. Bernard was being treated so bad. Everybody didn't know why he was at the press conferences because they was not telling him. They was hiding everything. When I came on the case, him and Miss Salamandra was having marital problems. I told them what my goal was to get this story out there. I wasn't supposed to just interview Mr. Bernard that night. He wanted me to do the interview. I told him, I said, "You want me to give you a couple of days?" He was like, "No, I want to get up here now. I want to tell the world." So we got up there, but Miss Salamandra was supposed to come up there, but man, it's terrible, bro. And just some stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. He spoke about it. He talked about how he was treated like a deadbeat daddy after I had talked about it. And I just
and there's plenty of cases that you don't hear much about. It's plenty of cases that you haven't heard much about.
Yeah.
Because you're not the first one to criticize Ben Crump. People understand his thing is civil law, not criminal. Right. Civil law is about the money. Right. Understand that. His bottom line, to pay his staff, I got to get settlements. Yeah. If it's not easy for me to get a settlement, screw you. I'm moving on to the next case. They're not into the long game and that nurturing. Unfortunately, sad, they're not. Right. And it's sad. It is painful because, and you can't even speak against Ben Crump, the family, because he have been put on a pedestal. And Al Sharpton said, "We're calling him the Black Attorney General." He said it. He did. Black Attorney General. So you put him on a pedestal. And to every family, if you really have the cameras and make them make a statement, they may say otherwise. He may be the black something, 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 something. But they put him on that pedestal because he had that George Floyd settlement set him up really good. It was the highest, I believe, settlement in that state or that city.
Biggest case he ever taken, I believe.
It was so, and now they're pushing back because the crime is so high. They said defund the police. It ain't working. Baby, crime is spread like wildfire.
I don't even believe in that.
So a lot of people said, let's replace the police with something else, with social workers. All right. The crime is through the roof. So this is why we must, as Black folks in media, tell a hard truth about our community. If we go against the white man, we must have that same energy when we have Black folks that are pimping out the pain of the Black community. We must call that out too. We got to call it out. Like Larry Reid, we got to call it out. Al Sharpton came out about Al being he was being an informant for the FBI. That came out. Yes, that came out, brother Al Sharpton.
But this is another thing about the defund the police. I thought that was really crazy. I thought that was really crazy for the simple fact that we still got people breaking in people's houses. We still got people robbing old elderly people. I mean, all over one social issue. We want to defund the police to stop elderly people who get mugged and sexual assaulted. Listen, I'm for my people, but I'm also for being educated and learning to prevent stuff as well. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I just feel like it's a lot of issues that's going on, and we have a lot of leaders that are not educating our people and telling them, what not to do in certain things or what have you. You get what I'm saying? It's just like everybody
knows. Minister Farrakhan, will never forget it. He taught and trained us about how to handle when the police come to you.
Yeah,
what to do. I remember Minister Farrakhan sent me a DVD. He paid everybody in the hood. And he was telling us, not with the gang activity, because it's a greater gang that we don't have the type of ammunition for. So we do have those leaders.
Right.
The issue is when they got the influence. I will never forget it. I had brother Jesse Muhammad. He changed his name to something else in the Nation of Islam. He said, and I talked to brother Ben X on the show. He said, when the minister will come to the neighborhood, the reason why he kind of stopped, because they will create stuff and then blame the minister. And then the minister had contracts with the city. They took away the contract because they don't want black folks to stop crime. They don't want them to put down the weapon. They say that, but no, that's a multi-billion-dollar industry. When crime happens, somebody is eating well.
Yeah.
So it's in good business to let the blacks still do it. But the problem is, and speaking about it, I got to say this about Chicago really quick, 60 seconds. Chinatown, very safe area. Now they're doing press conferences to say, we need more police. Because somebody came to the China restaurant when it closed down, robbed the people. I've never seen Chinese activists doing press conferences. Why? Because when you don't control the crime, it will spread like a disease and it will be hard to contain it. That's the issue. Because all this, stop the police, defund the police, Black Lives Matter, all that. Now you got police off. Well, screw it. Whatever. And it's spreading like wildfire in the city. And that's why I cover about it today. I was very shocked when I saw Chinese people doing the press in their native tongue. And what they were saying in Chinese, it wasn't strength fried rice or egg foo y'all. They need more police.
No police.
They said that verbatim. I never seen confusing. We never went to Chinatown. We was kind of scared. I mean, we never went to Chinatown to rob, but baby, they bold.
Yeah. Because the whole thing is to take money and put them in non-policing forms, social, like youth things and all of this stuff, but you're still taking away from the budget for people to be saved in case of a crime. Dummies, pay attention. You
need two programs. I tell City Hall, you need youth intervention, youth programs, also still need police. You got to walk and eat chew gum at the same time. You just can't focus on one another. You need both. At the end of the day, when something happen, it's going to help Lord. You call it 911.
Right.
You don't want to see no social worker. You want to see you know who you want to see.
Yeah.
So for me, I just think that it is good for you to be in those spaces. I learn from you. I learn from Roland Martin. I learn from All About the Tea. I learn from that. And when I go in there, I'm very clear, precise. Now I know I need microphones. So I got to make sure I go to Dallas and take it everywhere I go because the battle is there. And when I interviewed the Alderman and that video got 6,000 views, that did quadruple the amount I do in Celebrity Gossip. So that, and one of my people said, because people need to see a black man that's not in all those big words that speak to the people and have them to like, okay, Wiley, I love that. So shout out to Tyrone Muhammad for his organization. Shout out to the people for that. And they don't like to see black men doing something like that media stuff. They love it when we just fight and all that. So I'm looking forward to your Ben Crump story. Looking for bringing you back. I'm going to send it to Roland Martin. I'm going to tag Roland Martin in there to see his thoughts because he loved Ben Crump. I want to see what Roland, of course, he's going to say something. Oh, he misinformation. I can't wait to tag. I love tagging Roland because he get us balls together.
But this is the thing. I don't like Roland Martin because let me tell you something. Show respect to other journalists. Back to Elizabeth City. He came up here to Elizabeth City when all that stuff was going on, Wiley. And every other journalist out here wanted to ask a question. He kept on talking over them, yelling over them. I got the video. He kept on talking over them, yelling over them, asking questions, and they kept asking him. And I started saying, nigga, let these other journalists ask some fucking questions. Shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't say that. You know what I mean? But help your friend Kevin down here in the comments because he's slow and retarded a little bit. He don't know what defund the police, but he really think that I'm saying defund the police is taking the police. But you know, when you take money from officers or their police budgets, you take away other stuff. They might need new radios to respond to your calls. Somebody busting you upside your motherfucking head. You get what I'm saying? It don't necessarily mean that they taking cops off the street. Damn, these people, Wiley, why you so smart and some of these people so slow?
But also, too, this is the public. So the public, and I'm gonna make sure I send this to Roland, that part. He will respond to you because when we had Darius Cooks on the show, that man responded and said, I'm not a journalist, man, who went back and forth on Twitter. And so I love that. And another piece about Roland, to my brother, I'm calling him out to call him up. He will interrupt you on the show. His opinion is valid. You bet he will. And to Roland said, the reason why he interrupt people, because he refused to allow a lie to be told without cutting it off and correcting it. But can you at least wait till the person get through line before you interrupt them? How can we have, because you won't do that on CNN or MSNBC. You know when to talk and not over talking.
And when you're at press conferences, I understand you're going to be yelling and asking questions. They're going to pick, but you're not going to be like, do anybody know what? No, you're not going to be yelling to the top of your damn lungs and all these people out here looking at you like you crazy. But that's what he do. I don't know why he thinks he's superior. And he's not approachable at all. I'm talking about when he was in Elizabeth City, he just looked so mean and angry. Like he the boss, like he runs something. You ain't running nothing. Roland Martin, he's all right. He ain't all that, but he only disrespect. He's just disrespect. Well,
but this is the thing. I look at the good of what he have done.
Yeah, he has done good. Yes,
updated how the political world, how the state is run, how the city is run. Yeah. Many of my training, when I go to City Hall, they're shocked. How can this man know how to maneuver way how he would? Yeah. I will never forget it. I saw an article from the Daily Mail about the migrants getting a $6,000 check. Professionally, thanks to my team, we wrote a professional email or question to City Hall. Is it true? Blah, blah, blah. And you know what they said? N-O, period. And the next thing I know, I didn't get no more email. I used to get emails when Mayor Johnson would go here. He released from I was removed. Because I guess they said, this man asking too many questions. He going out. But I learned that from Roland Martin because he speak true to power. I don't agree with everything he does. Yeah. But standing up for Black rights and Black money and ad agency, etc. I stand with that. But I do also believe he has to humble himself. He's from Texas, right? He's Texas. He's from the old school. He believe what we doing. We didn't go to school for journalists because we're not journalists. We just YouTubers. Right. He will drag. I'll never forget. He dragged Dr. Umar. He did a whole segment about Dr. Umar, and a Black lawyer said on his show, "I understand you defending him. I mean, you defending, responding to Dr. Umar, but what is this going to do for Black America? Right. What is it going to do for our people?" I just love that you drag Roland because I'm just looking for his response because I'm going to be messy.
It better be cute because he better go look at my videos because I roast down to the ground. But look, Wiley, you are a journalist, okay? You just didn't go to school for it to get a job in mainstream America. You get what I'm saying? All you got to do is educate yourself. I mean,
and most of our ancestors Frederick Douglass didn't go to school for journalism. He had the Freedom Journal.
It's the same.
IDB Wells, I don't believe she went to school for journalism. Hell, they couldn't go.
No.
And they had the most powerful voices in the 20th century, right? Yeah. So I just think that the Roland Martin of the world need to understand this is a new era, baby. We got YouTube rolling on YouTube too. I don't know how he talk against us. He talk about his Cash App, his Zelle, his He talk about money all the time. So I don't understand how what we doing is different. You on the same platform as us, Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, they just went to school for it to be
facts.
You in order to be a journalist and report for CNN, they want you to have a degree. You got to go to school for journalism because it's going to teach you stuff already before you get there to know what to do. And since Roland, it might respond to this, let me say this, because I'm glad you pointed out that black stuff that he be bringing up and that black stuff about that money and the Black Wall Street. I'm glad. Roland, educate our black men and black women on what to do during a traffic stop. Even when we wrong, we speed, and tell them not to argue with the cops so they can make them. Tell them what to do so they can make it home to their families, because a lot of young men are being gunned down by the police on the side of the road in their apartments because they want to argue and show emotion, and you can be reaching to scratch your head and they done thought you don't reach for something and shot and killed you, all because you was already hostile and your hands is moving. The police worry about your hands the most things because them hands quick. But teach our black men and our black women and our black people on what to do when they encounter the police. Just be quiet, listen to what they have to say. If you don't agree, we're going to deal with it in court. Give the judge an opportunity to correct the officers. Give the judge the opportunity to see that this same officer is just pulling black people over and doing all of this stuff and for no reason. Give them the opportunity. We got to give them do what you got to do to make it home, man. Roland Mark, would you can I see on your next episode you educate our black people on that, how to survive a traffic stop, and let's stop going after people when we are wrong? Because Wiley, if you wrong, I'm not gonna say you right, brother, because you wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you push the little child down, I'm not finna. No, you wrong. Why you gonna get mad at the cops for pulling you over for speeding, and you were speeding? Why are you arguing with them and you were speeding? Why is you at this girl's house and she got a restraining order on you? You get what I'm saying? Why is it so hard? Okay, I get it. You walking down the street, police ask you for your ID. What y'all doing? Okay, I got no problem, sir. I ain't got nothing to hide. Here you go. I'm not finna say, oh, no, I ain't giving you my you violate my rights. I'm gonna say you violate my rights when I go get my attorney and I sue you. And I detail and I outline every single thing that you did. That's just me.
I think I believe it. I believe it's plenty black mothers that educate their sons about that, but we need more of that, about respect.
Yeah.
And we also need more laws out there to weed out the bad police officers.
Yeah.
And to promote more whistleblowers. Yeah. And it's so much, but I love the fact that you brought it up to teach young brothers how to act around the police. For me, I will never forget it. I was in my Nissan Sentra in the East Side Civil Trim. This is after I filed bankruptcy, and it was the middle of the night, and I had my driver's license. I mean, car clean. I did everything. I had it on the steering wheel, and it was about 3 or 4 squad cars. I was taking my sneaky link back home. I was being a whore, and the officer, where you going? Blah blah blah. And yes, sir, gave me a license, my driver's license. They even asked for my friend information. Now, usually you gotta ask that I'm the driver, but this ain't no time to be black, as they used to tell the young and good time. This ain't no time to be black. Right. So this is why no time. So I want to make it home. So we did everything right, and then the officer came to me. I'm sorry, you fit the description. Blah 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 blah. I get it. I understand. I remember another situation. I'm in Texas. Went there, a white woman had her hands at the door. The police was called, whatever. So I make a joke with the police. 10-4, African-American, 6'2". They said, how did you know that? Because I already know this white woman was afraid seeing a black man. He said, pretty much, man, that's what it was. It's a lot of scary white women. So this is what you had to say. I will never forget, I was working at racetrack. And this white manager said, call the cops on these black teenagers. It was white kids, but she barely was upset about the black teenager. This is what I did. I didn't listen to her, call no cops. I went over to the black teenager. I said, listen, bro, go home. Y'all Y'all already know y'all black. Y'all parents know that. Your white friends, they can come for y'all. Just go on. This de-escalated. They walked away, and that white man said, well, what did you tell them? That ain't none of your business. That's between us. And so we as elders, because at that time, I was an elder. They teenage. I'm 22. I'm an elder.
Yeah.
So this is why we have to educate. And they listen. They could have been ignorant. Now, I could have went on and called the Frisco Police Department. They would have went on and would love to be trigger happy. And so we have to understand as elders, as a community, to educate and be there for our young people. That ain't the first. I remember another situation we de-escalated. The same train station I tried to commit and end my life. This because I was good. So listen, I was on the train ready to go on the south side. What was that? Carrollton, Texas. I was in Carrollton. It was that train station. This black couple was fighting. White people said, call the cops. And oh my God. Oh. So I went to this black couple. De-escalated situation. It was calm. I said, listen, we in Carrollton. Plain old Carrollton, whatever. You know these officers are gonna come in. This ain't South Dallas. Very calmly, oh man, okay, it's fine. They calmed down. All them white folks seen us get on the train. The police come. They had to, everything was de-escalated. We was on the train gone. We see the police cars pulling up. We already on the train. So I feel like we need more sound-minded people to be elders to de-escalate certain situations. Because when you're acting ignorant in front of people like white folk, they over-exaggerate everything. And I'm so glad in those two situations I was able to help. But we need more of that. But like you said, we do have ignorant young people that argue with the police, fight with the police, throw stuff at the police, and they wonder why they don't make it home. So we also have to understand that because the police do have to, in certain cases, delete certain people because it calls for that. If Pookie and Ray Ray packing and Poom Pine the cops, what do you expect? Sit down, wait a minute, let me call a social worker. No, they got to use that heat. So I understand it. So that's why I don't have this idea that all white people are evil. If you say that, you don't know your history. There were white folks standing up that was lynched just like it was some black folk that was lynched because it was helping us on the Underground Railroad. So come on, baby, read a book. All white people weren't evil, but I understand the boxer. What was the man? Muhammad Ali. Should I let in 1,000 snakes because they was good, or should I just close the door? I understand that. Yeah. So it's like I love having these intellectual conversations because this is what our ancestors were doing back in the day. They talked about strategies. Yeah. Gerald, you mentioned a solid point about being crunk. That's no different than Dr. King. And I remember when they wanted Reverend Jesse Jackson because they thought Dr. King was outdated. So I get it, brother. Like, you're not saying nothing new that our ancestors have not been saying since the beginning of time about strategy. It's all about strategy. And I love that because you brought a good strategy. Teach our young people how to act.
I was in Charlotte. I was in Charlotte about 2 weeks ago, and this young man was having a problem with the security guard, and he had called the police. It was somebody, the boy picked something up or whatever, stole it, and they were about to take him to jail. And I was like, "How much is it?" And I paid for it, and they let him go. And I was like, "Bro, come on, man. You know, you ain't got to steal, bro. It's stuff out there in the community you do. Mow the grass, get your little money up. You know what I'm saying? Come to the store and get you a little something you had to steal." But I saved them from going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And he was hot with him too, like, and my mom was like, just, you know, they ain't none of our business. I'm like, no, I'm gonna help the brother out. And I just stood there and I heard, and I was like, how much is it? And I swiped my car and, you know, paid, and they let the guy go. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I don't want to see. But then nowadays, bro, you see these young kids, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old with pistols and stuff. And I'm like, where's your parents at? Like, parents, you got to do your job. Like, get your kids together. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why man, I don't know. But I just try to help my people as much as I can because I don't want you to be killed. And all they have to say is, I felt threatened. You can be cussing me out, you motherfucker. And you say, God damn it, you want my ID? Let me give you my ID. You shot and dead because you tensed up at him and said, you motherfucker. But you know how people get mad and they reach for something here. But he probably felt like you about to reach for a gun and shot you. You know what I mean?
And then you have a lot of officers so designed to use that and pose to use the taser and accidentally use the weapon. It's a lot of officers, unfortunately. You got to understand what officers go through. They drink a lot and they're very abusive to their spouses. So a lot of this, I've said it to people. I said, I think they need a 6 months psych eval every 6 months. I think it needs to be mandatory to go to therapy because just putting them on the streets and only giving them psychiatric treatment unless when they're no, do it all the time. They need vacations. I believe some of these officers are overworked, especially in some communities. You need a break because you're dealing with multiple situations, and unfortunately, it's sad. It's a sick place, and I do feel for the community. And we need to get, like you said, we need to get more back where the sheriffs are talking to the community and doing really true community policing. We got to get back to that. And this is where the police got to get. You still got to police, but also get involved with the community. And this is why I feel like when you leave the police academy, you need to do 6 months in the county jail. And you need to do about 3,000 hours community service. Whatever district you're going to be in, you need to do community service in that district. Why do I say that? So you can understand the community so you won't be as frightened. Some of these officers, this is the first time they're around Black folks. That's dangerous because culturally speaking, you don't know how to police this group. You was never around them.
Yeah.
So I think it needs to be more of that community service hours, being around the community. And before you just give them a weapon and a badge, say, there you go, fend for yourself. No, I think you need to know the community that you're dealing with. And also, we do need more federal resources. I think, honestly, we need to stop with this state, dealing with state problems. Everybody needs to work together to bring that. And we need massive resources. I will never forget, I told this guy on Twitter, he said, yeah, we ain't got to have shot spotted. We ain't got it over. I said, baby, you know why? Because the minimum income is 150,000. If they lose, they go down at negative 3,000. You're gonna need shot spider, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, because you got the wealth. I will never forget, I was in Amherst, talked to the administrator. He said, we don't have this Amherst. I said, brother, if everybody in Amherst lose their job, lose their house, this will be worse than Inglewood. So you got to understand, y'all got the wealth. It's easy to speak for that privilege because you got it, but to try to have that same strategy with people that don't have the resources.
Yeah.
So they also need massive resources. Like the same thing you're doing for the migrants, 350 million, 450 million for the migrants, do the same damn thing for the Black and brown people that live in Oak. You start investing like that, crime will go down.
Wiley, man, this is so good because this is how we be on the phone. Me and Wiley be like this on the phone.
Absolutely.
Wiley, bro, you be going everywhere. I'm like, bro, let's shut up. I'm trying to get up. Listen, Wiley, about that immigrant stuff, bro. I got a whole perspective. People might not agree with me on this, but I have a whole perspective about that. I really, fast food is bad. People don't want to go to work. I really honestly believe, and I don't know what it is. I'm gonna figure it out that got me believing this. But I really believe that they let all these people come in here because they try to get rid of paying people $20 an hour, $30 an hour, and they can just pay these people $1.15, $2.19. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know what's going on. I just be having different thoughts about that situation.
Right. But people keep saying, keep saying Black and brown people, and I'm going to add poor whites. I'm talking about people that are citizens in this country, whether you're poor brown, whether you're poor white. About Dr. King, one thing I love about his last 2 years of living, he said we need to go march to the government so they can sign the check for poor people, period. And you know what the government said? Oh, we don't like this. We love it when you want us to integrate, but you talking about poor people. And then it was so frightened because poor white folks started to listen to Dr. King because they've been gooped and hoodwinked and bamboozled. We are suffering as poor people. Shout out to Reverend Barber. He said something. He said, now finally Kamala Harris is focusing more on poor people and Biden because it's a lot of poor people in this country. Poor whites, poor Black, poor Mexican. If you're poor, you're poor. And this is why we have to speak about resource. I'm a huge advocate of resources because you're giving the migrants free apartments, dental care, health care, food, cars, everything. Why not do that for us? Do you understand, Gerald? If somebody would give you a check and say, Gerald, I'm gonna give you a job, and you ain't got to pay rent for 6 months. Do you know how much of a leg up that would be? But we ain't gonna give it to you, Gerald. We're gonna give it to the man that broke in your house, that crossed your border, snuck in through the window. We're gonna give it to him. That will make you feel some type of way. And that's how I feel. And this is why I don't like that, because I felt like that is backward. I'm not saying that these people don't need something, they do. But do for people, take care of home first. I was trained that way. I gotta take care of home first before I try to feed the neighbors. Let me make sure my kids is being fed instead of I'm trying to feed the whole block. That's my whole idea of it, and that's why Mayor John said he can't stand my guts. But I don't care. Feed the people in Chicago that been here forever that's suffering. They need a check. They need they need affordable housing. So Gerald, you man, this is how we talk on the phone. I mean, we had a debate about Vice President Harris. I love having these debates with Black folks because we're not gonna always agree. But one thing I can say, we're gonna leave that phone laughing and talking about how to build our platforms. I just feel like it's iconic, and I love that we here today because when I watch your platform, you're just a sweet, genuine soul, and you're a boss, you're an entrepreneur, and you understand the game. And I love entrepreneurs need to be around entrepreneurs. Right. Iron sharpen iron. Yes. You know, I love.
And we need more creators to do this. We can do something big. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be wanting to take my people who like are subscribers on my blog and go on trips, you know, whether it's 10 or 12 people, but as it get big, I ain't gonna be able to do that because there's gonna be a lot of people. But it be stuff that I want to do, collaborate with other content creators. But everybody's so angry and so I don't know, but I don't know you like Wiley. I will never write a story on you because I have built a relationship with you, some type of we have a rapport together. So can't nobody come to me and send me no story about you because I done built something with you. You get what I'm saying? But like some of the other people, I don't know you like that not to write no story on you.
And then if you have the relationship, at least call me. I'll never forget it. Somebody was gonna write a story about me, and it was a whole BS, a lie. And they called me and he said, "You know what? I know it. No, it wasn't a lie.
Yeah,
correct that. It was the truth. I catfish. Wait a minute.
Oh Lord!
I used the man's picture. He was an adult entertainer, very popular. Well, he wasn't that popular. I used his picture, used my everything from the bottom up, all me. It was just his face picture. And I said, I'm this person's roommate. Then the person came and showed up. Now, he wanted to write the story about it, blah, blah, blah. Didn't know the person that he reached out to, we were cool.
Yeah.
I said, go ahead and do it. Write the story. I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah.
I just think for the people in the entire situation, once you caught up with something, just admit it and live your truth. And that's how I talk about the catfish. So if you bring it up, it ain't gonna have that much. That's what Larry does for actually doing criminal stuff. He talk about it, make jokes, so it don't hit the same. I suck a look, whatever. They played in my bread basket. Everybody like a little ping now and again. You know, so when you bring it up, it's Larry. You know what I'm saying? So, but he used that. But for me, for the catfishing, I stood on my truth about the catfishing. Yeah. And I stood in it. And shout out to T.S. Madison because she went to interview the guy. But unfortunately, you can't do it because we slept together in this document.
Like, and you know what? I wanted to kind of correct you earlier about that situation. Larry and Vincent is really the reason why that stuff kind of fell off. And I'm going to tell you how. Larry and Vincent then was supposed to come and set up the production a week before before the show with Monique, because Queen Kaya, and you know Kaya's my friend, that's my auntie. Kaya and T.S. Madison was bringing on Monique, and Larry and Vincent was supposed to have been there and had this already set up, but they came the same day, and Kaya wasn't there at T.S. Madison's house for them to run through the show and stuff because Larry and them had said it was going to be set up right. So then they started looking crazy on the live, and Kaya was like, just put the iPad up, just put it on the computer, and we could just hold it and do it until professional people come in and set this up for us. Let's keep it in the kitchen. But T.S. Madison wanted to do all that stuff. And then she went down there to the courthouse and she trademarked the Queen's Court and then put Kaya's name on it. And then her excuse was because somebody had said that they was going to steal it. But the thing about it is that you didn't start the Queen's Court. Kaya been doing the Queen's Court for years. But when she was coming down the spiral stairs, her and T.S. Madison was friends, and they came up with the idea to come to her house and talk about celebrities. And they started making it a thing every Monday night at 8. But it was Maddie that messed it up. It was because had you put Kaya's name on the paperwork, then when Michelle brought that out, it wouldn't have been no bad blood. But then when Kaya found that out, and then T.S. Madison was still talking, she fucked it all up. Because Queen was going to come back, but Maddie kept on talking, would not shut up, kept on lying, kept on this, letting the fans get to her instead of just we Scorpios. We're going to need a couple of days. Give us some time. Let us blow this over. Because the frustration is really with Larry and them, because they sort of came over and set this up. Now you got Mandy up here trying to get this stuff together, trying to do everything instead of just getting the iPad and having Monique get up. The problem I had with Monique is that when all this stuff was going on, she was on Periscope and she did not turn her live off. So everybody was able to see Kaya coming in there, getting her stuff, saying, I'll call you tomorrow. All that stuff that we saw, Monique was broadcasting on Periscope instead of her just getting offline when they got offline, you know, from their own cameras and stuff when they couldn't get it. They had them looking like snow bunnies. And Larry was supposed to come and do this stuff the day of. They tried to sabotage their show. That's what Larry and them did, and they did. That's what they did. Larry and them did that.
They really, oh my God, they really did it. I will never forget it. Yeah. I will never forget Kai's response. I will never forget it. And she said, we could have just kept it how it was. But for me, people said, but she paid for it. Out of integrity, T.S. Madison should have just added Kai's name. Out of integrity. And that's why
I'm sorry. Somebody come and just said something. But this is the thing. Some stuff is common law trademark. Even with Jason Lee, he went all the way trying to trademark gag order, all of that stuff. Sir, it's already long proven that she's been using it before you bought it. And then we have videos and proof that you're going to do it out of spite. You get what I'm saying? The thing is that Kaya's motive was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. T.S. Madison wanted to go to the basement. All the fans were saying, leave it in the living room. Leave it up here. Keep the iPad up. T.S. Madison wanted to do that. So I wouldn't spend my money doing something that me and the fans are not in agreement with. Anyway, you spend your money and do it. First of all, Kaya couldn't have paid for the trademark because she wasn't told that T.S. Madison was going to get the trademark. All they knew was that somebody was talking about taking it. And Mandy went down there on his own, and he went over there and he filed it. And Michelle exposed it. Kaya would have never knew. Kaya had been sitting on that show Monday after Monday and did not know that T.S. Madison had that damn trademark until Michelle from the ATL, straight from the A, put it out there. So it wasn't about money, because Kaya got plenty money, baby. Okay, I done slept now. I know I plenty money.
And I'm glad you said that. I just think people, and I've said it, she's a Scorpio. Gotta understand, Kaya was all part of the industry. Everything that T.S. Madison tried to do, Kaya did it.
Yeah.
And she made a decision not to continue in that sick industry.
Yeah.
When it comes about with T.S. Madison, and the show never could get off the ground. Yeah. Because Kaya was the show. Yeah. T.S. Madison.
Thank you.
Kaya was the show. We can replace T.S. Madison with somebody else. Kaya was the one that was doing the drag. That was the secret of the song. She dragged the celebrities, and she knew the celebrities. So she dragged them. And T.S. Madison needed, and then she tried it with all it could. Tiffany Pollard couldn't do it. And I love Tiffany. She couldn't do it. That show, the T.S. Madison experience, or whatever you want to call it, would have still been on the air if Kaya was there. That Kaya storyline, it would still been on air. Tiffany couldn't do it, baby.
That's who 50,000 people was tuning into. Can't nobody read like Kaya. Okay, it's just. And then people try to say that I try to mimic her, but this is how me and Kaya got friends, because we the same. We roast alike. We Scorpios. Her birthday is the 8th. Mine is the 2nd. That's my auntie. That lady was there, wrote me when I was in prison, and didn't even know me like that. Supported me like. But the thing about it is that she was the show. T.S. Madison, Kaya, let me tell you something. Still to this day, Kaya be calling me, asking me how to do certain things, because she on this social media stuff, she ain't with all that. She just posts her shit and get off. She ain't with all that. So with T.S. Madison, if T.S. Madison was the talent, the bitch would still be having the show now. The hoe cannot do a show by herself. Wiley, me and you can do a show by ourselves without no commentary.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you sat up there and you talked about Monique with Kaya. You talked about all these people with Kaya. And then when you want to shut your mouth up, because that's like Wiley. If me and you fall out and I'm talking and talking and talking, you don't expect me to come back to your show and you don't drag me and I said all this stuff about me. She should have shut up, called Kaya, and worked it out and stayed the fuck offline. Okay. So TS Madison put that that's why that bitch broke.
I agree with what you said about us because I'm a Scorpio. You know, we are loving, we're strong-minded, we can read. Yeah, I'm November 11th. I was born November 11th.
Yeah, Scorpio. Monique a Scorpio. I mean, Fani Willis a Scorpio. She was roasting them people in court today.
Right, because we're very stern, but when you get us fired, we good. We can. People think Scorpio can't work together. Yes, we can if you give us time. If we F with you, we F with you. But we are independent. We are very strong, opinionated. Ever. I have that. Some days I don't want to hear nobody opinion. I'm right, even when I'm wrong. That's just in my nature, but I love it. We love it, bro.
Thank you so much, man.
And I love that's all we get to. I didn't even know you was a Scorpio. Wow.
Yes, I'm November 2nd. I'm a Scorpio. Bro, this Scorpio B. I'm a Scorpio. You a Scorpio. Couture baby, she's a Scorpio too, right?
I think she was born in October. Let me see. I'm gonna have to ask her.
October 23rd. It's a Scorpio when it starts. October 21st to November 21st.
Wow.
I know I'm a November Scorpio. But bruh, us Scorpios, Tommy Lee a Scorpio. Who else? Man, we got a lot of Scorpios, and that's why they be going off on the internet. I'm like, that damn Scorpio right there.
Cause this is why I go off, because I am a Scorpio. And they say, Wiley, blackballers, he don't get along with nobody. Yeah. You just drag it. I don't really mean it. Whatever's on my mind, I go at them, and it's just hard for me. Yeah, it's just hard for me to stop, and it's just certain characters that I just I can just go, and people say, "Yeah, I'm a Scorpio," but I can be like today. They was like, "I'm glad Wiley's not trolling because I'm not roasting nobody." Yeah, we having an intelligent conversation, but tomorrow Nikki could be doing, you know what I'm saying? Something could be going on tomorrow, and I'm a totally different person. But I love this vibe. I just love this culture of us talking, and shout out to Couture Bay and myself. We'll be in Vegas April 26th through the 28th. I'm looking forward to it because you said something. I wish more creators get come together and speak and have it. Yes, Queen. Yes, the Chicago and me too. Come together, and that's how I did it with Couture Bay, and they were mad and angry because I was a part of it. But it's okay. They can't say I'm a fat ass. They only now it's all about Ozempic now. At first, I'm broke. I'm poor. How can I afford Ozempic? Last time I checked, that costs per injection, and I don't have the money. I'm just in the gym every day. But now, because of the Flame Unroll, he's on Ozempic. He's on Ozempic. Who cares? At least my personal trainer, good looking.
Y'all taking all them people diabetic medication. Y'all ain't no diabetic.
Yeah, I wish I every time we talk, I'm in the gym. I'm just in the gym every day. And if you had a personal trainer like Tevin, you'll be in the gym too.
I'm gonna tell you, man. CMOS 7-day cleaners. Go to the vitamin shop or vitamin shop. Get you some 7-day cleaners. Like every morning, I do CMOS. When I get out the gym, I'll do my little protein shakes. And then like I like to eat like I go all day without eating. Sometimes I'll eat breakfast or stuff, but if I have my protein shake after the gym, I won't eat again till 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And I won't eat no more till the next day. You get what I'm saying? I be trying to have this, but I'm just scared to do all them shots and go under the.
Yeah, I'm scared to do it. Because for me, the protein and a good looking sweaty man. You all good looking man. It's just like when my trainer said, "You could do it, Wiley. Give me 3 more." Thrust out your waist. Like I love good. That's my motivation. Like good looking, sweaty, being in that sauna with sweaty man. I love it, and I'm addicted to it. And in the next 6 months, I can't wait to take off my shirt and just be in the.
You be ready for the beach.
Yeah, and I'm a 6'2" black man, very big man. 6'2" in shape. That is amazing. So I love that. And I'm doing the protein stuff too, because I just eat once a day. But now because it's leg day, I'm listening to my personal. I try to eat little small meals because first time I did my personal training, Tevin did leg day, I almost passed out because I only was eating once a day. And that's not healthy.
And then I be working so much, bro, and I don't even be thinking about eating. Like I'll get this.
That's with me. I be forgetting to eat because, like, when you do a show, especially I'm running a blog and an online show, you're cutting up the clips, you posting the clips, you're on TikTok, and then when you say you want to go viral, that's more work. You responding to emails, you responding to this, then you got to duplicate what you did. You get that sting of viral. You want to try to top that, and then the more work you got, because again, we're competing against machines and big companies and big corporate interests and big bloggers. So we got to work quadruple the amount of work. So I'm always busy. I mean, piece of trade that I got to mess up, sneakiness I got to mess up on, and it's one particular guy. He's an actor, got a good body, and I'm just turning them down for dates. And you back in the day, I couldn't get them. But I'm so busy, it's either that or the entrepreneurship. And I chose the entrepreneurs. Like when I go back to Dallas, I'm like, I can't, I got multiple sneaky links, and that's my apartments, baby. I get down, baby. And no phones. You know you ain't having no phone, baby. You putting the phone on the table.
Turn them off.
I don't want people to see how wild and how much of a beta I could be in that bedroom. I could be submissive or I could be dominant. So it is what it is. I don't want you to see the submissive way. I really could be submissive and dominant.
Why are you afraid?
I am the type of thing. I got my Malcolm X poster.
You know what they say about them Scorpios now.
Yeah, I had to get it. Multiple beds I had to replace. Gaming chairs I had to replace because I used to get in. But and I was neglecting my platform because I would get it in. It's a certain type of man that I like. And then we talk about the women, but some type of man. It does something to me, and I was very active. And now when you become the Wiley Show, I'm Wiley, you can get more of your guests and get it in too. Right. But I had to pull it back because I was neglecting my platform. So now I work as hard. But every once in a while, when I get back to Dallas in a couple of weeks, I got to get it in. I haven't got it in months. So it's time for me to get it in the South. And everything gets bigger in the South. And that's the truth. And they're more nastier.
Y'all better than me because my thing is I ain't fucking you unless I love you. That's just me. But you know, everybody
I can hate you. You can be broke. I feed you and shower you. We get it in. F the love. Because if you make me feel good, baby, love is a good feeling. You can be homeless, broke. I feed you. I listen to your pride. I give you therapy. And we get in the shower. And baby, I've done it. I mean, it's just so much that I have done. And it's just amazing. It's just a good vibe. It don't have to be about the love, baby. Screw the love. I say I love you all the time. You can live with me forever. We're gonna be together, blah, blah, blah. And then when I'm done with it, okay, next. You know, it is what it is, what it is. That's like eternal, like ruthless, like thug is. It's so much I can say, but I love it. But now I like the professional dudes, the entrepreneurship. That's like a turn on, like the Brandon Carsons, you know what I'm saying? Like the Kyle from Neighborhood. Kyle from Neighborhood Talk. Let me tell you about something I had a crush on Kyle. It was so bad, I would put pictures up of Kyle on my Twitter in my house. I love that man so much. I just, he's intelligent, feminine, and he could do good sloppy toppy. I can't wait till I become wealthy. That's one. We definitely started video. Then I'll make it with Kyle because I want a one night. Okay,
I just want to know how many men in the industry, how many celebrities Kyle done slept with.
A lot. You can tell. And he's very. And one thing I like about Kyle, he's innocent. He don't go out spreading people's business. I never see him do it. He keep it quiet because you ain't gonna keep it up. I'm talking about how do you think Neighborhood Talk was able to get? Yeah, he's skillful journalist, but he also you get on the baby. You really get, you know what I'm saying. But I love him. I love that man. He's so adorable. Yeah. He's just. I can't wait to see him in California when I get down now.
Yeah, he's cool people, man. He be hitting me up sometimes.
He is a very cool dude, and I love to see him a part of me, my community. And that's why I'm slimming down because he like guys that's physically fit, and I can't wait. I'm only one of my main fit, yes, health and all that, but just to really screw. I want that screw body, like dominant body, like when women lusting at me. I can't wait because I'm gonna be really dominant with the women. I want to go in my women era. Haven't really done it yet, and I know children, little bastards, gonna come from that, but it's okay. But I'm really gonna dominate with the women. But I want to have that body. I want women just to throw themselves at me, and I can't wait to be dominant with women. I know the bastards gonna come because with men, I don't care how you whatever, ain't no bastards coming out of it. That's it, ain't no bastards coming. But
Just be safe, brother. Just be safe.
I'm
be concerned. You out here looking like Larry Reid now.
I can't be like Larry Reid. I cannot. I got to be very, very safe. You know, I'm gonna have to train because women is different.
Yeah.
Because you think you're gonna pull out. It was so. It just women are women. Let me tell you, you have something powerful. I see why kings turn against other kings. I see why. Shut that. But women are powerful, and I have a certain type, especially if you think. And from Louisiana, you get me. I want me in Louisiana. Think.
Let's go to New Orleans. Let's go to New Orleans.
It's just something about New Orleans women. I'm gonna say this, and I'm making in trouble, but it's one that got my thick. And you got that New Orleans. I just like New Orleans women is just built different. Woo! I gotta go. We gotta go to New Orleans. I want me a New Orleans woman. I never thought I was attracted to New Orleans woman. I'm attracted. I could go into details, but I can't due to legal reasons. Yeah. But just know I love me some thick, short, big booty New Orleans women.
Big booty today.
Yeah, it's just that something. They said, "What about your eye?" With this 12, well, I don't have 12 inches, but with what I have in the 6-pack, they ain't gonna worry about the eye. And the bank account, they're not gonna worry about the eye. Not at all. I'm gonna be a wealthy, powerful man. I'm gonna have concubines. Thank you, Gerald.
Thank you, brother. I didn't let my hair down. Look, I got a bit of hair.
Yeah, get your hair down because you've been dragging people all day. I just had to get you on because we never was able to. We have so much great chemistry that when we on the phone, we just have to get off the phone because we could just go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, my personality don't match for everybody. Like Couture Bay, it matches with Couture Bay, and it's hard to like turn it off. And I just want to thank you to your team, to your community, to your massive fan base, to the North Carolina Beat, to the Bay Squad. She said thank you. It was nice meeting you. She texted me. Oh yes. Yeah, it fits so well, and I would love to see you in Vegas too. I would love. You should come to Vegas.
26 through the 28. I put it over here in my notes.
Yeah, they said, "What is Larry saying about what it's supposed to be about?" Oh, girl, you late, Lorraine. You late. You late. You got to catch the replay. Wow, how can people find out about you, Gerald? The North Carolina Beat. How can people follow you and
you can follow me North Carolina Beat everything on Instagram, Gerald J. Excuse me, they don't even know my Instagram. The Twitter is Gerald J Bless. My Instagram is IIAMGJ. Website thencbeat.com. Facebook, the North Carolina Beat. My personal page, I don't really to be added people on my personal Facebook page, but Gerald Jackson, the North Carolina Beat everywhere. You know, you just Google it. Just Cam said, do Gerald like cat? Why y'all listen? This let me tell y'all about me. Let me tell y'all about me. My sexuality and my business is none of yours. That's so unless you can go find somebody to tell you, you won't find out. If I sleep with women, bro, I apologize earlier if I came off wrong. But if I sleep with women, if I sleep with men, if I sleep with both, if I sleep with nobody, bitch, it's none of your business. Who the fuck you sleep with? Don't worry about me, ho. Check your pussy and not me. Thank you, brother. I love you. I'm gonna go off that.
All right. Bye, y'all. www.wileythetroll.com. April 26th to the 28th, me and Couture Bay will be in Vegas. I'm looking forward to it. We will be in Vegas April 26th to the 28th. I booked my hotel room. Make sure y'all go get the room. April 26th to the 28th. I'm looking forward to seeing you. For more information, go to WileyShowProduction@gmail.com. Also, you guys, if you want to contribute to the Wiley Show, go to $Marquise Wiley28, Zelle WileyShow@gmail.com. We're going to be doing more on, out in the streets reporting. So of course we need your finances to help us to do more. For that, we already did the press conference that we went to. Other events I was invited to that I would like to go and cover, but we need your contribution. So if I take off work doing a day job, I don't miss out on any money because the people can fund us. We're not funded by any big corporation. We're funded by the people. And so if you want to continue to get that coverage, please contribute. Some of y'all have done so, and I thank you for that. And that make us able to do more for the Wiley Show, more on-site covering. Also on tomorrow, you guys, my members, is Friday. So you guys, on tomorrow, we will be chit-chatting with the members. on Zoom. I'm looking forward to it. We have a lot that we're going to discuss about double agent moderators, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talking about our book club picks. So I want to get Lala on the show. We're going to talk about Jason Lee and etc. On members only, or anything else that you all want to talk about for our members. So I'm really looking forward to seeing my members there. We're going to be doing some stuff. If I knew you personally, I would only talk to you about the weather and what's okay. So I'm looking forward to it. That's on tomorrow. I'm going to post the Zoom stuff tomorrow. So you all have it. I'm not going to do it now because unfortunately y'all just come through the Zoom. We said what time is going to start. So I will post it on there tomorrow for the Zoom information. I'm not going to make it too late because I know you all want me to do it at a certain time so everybody can come through, and I'm going to make it fair. I'm going to put a time, like what time is best, 6, 7, or 8. So whatever time get the most votes, we will pick that for you all to come through for that. I want to say thank you to my team for making the thumbnail. Thank you, Demar, for your amazing work. Demar Green, aka I call him Paul. I like the word Paul, but his name is Demar. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Andrew Voss, for making some stuff for us as well. I want to thank you, brother, for that. Thank you for the team. Thank you to WileyTheTroll.com. We're doing good over there. We could do better, but I love it. Love you all so very much for y'all amazing support that y'all have been giving us for these past couple of days. We had an amazing job interview today. Beautiful company, beautiful interview, I would say. Shout out to the assistant there, the boss there. He did an incredible and one of the best interviews. Like, he really explained it very well and asked some great questions. One of my best interviews for that. So that was amazing. Shout out to my amazing friend for driving us around today, being there for us. I do want to thank him for his amazing support. Thank you. Hopefully he will come on the broadcast to do some playing the instrument, the keyboard. Beautiful, intelligent brother, got his degree in music. So I hope you all get to meet him on YouTube. My members was able to meet him when we went to the Bulls game together, but I want you all to meet him. Amazing brother. So we're meeting new characters, and I love it. Thank you to the members. You all have been here showing us massive support. I'm sorry we went over time. We weren't able to get people to call in, but in the future, we will make sure to do Two Man and Lady and open up the phones for you all to call in. But I do want to thank Couture Bay. Did y'all enjoy Two Man and Lady with North Carolina Beat, Gerald? And also Couture Bay, did y'all enjoy it? I enjoyed it. Great team, great individuals. I really said it fit because I knew Couture Bay could beat the lady, but I said, wow, I like Gerald. And I like how Couture Bay changed the subject into the Monique thing. I really love that because I can go in. I need somebody to better change the subject because I will go on and on and on. And that's the beauty of Couture Bay. So Couture Bay will be the moderator of the show. We allow her to be the moderator because I will go on and on and on. I need somebody to moderate and transition us to another subject because I will go on and on and on and on. But I want Couture, and I know Gerald, he will go on and on. So we need somebody that will get it in and that will lead us to the next subject. So we're trying to do it every Thursday. And thank you all for those that have participated, but it was a good vibe, good connection, good vibe of the show for Two Man and Lady. I really think this is really good. A brand new vibe, brand new spirit, brand new season. We love them. So we worked with so many people. Katie Talk 101. I believe I will meet her in Vegas. Brianna Pettyville, the queen of the B sector. So many other 7 stars. To my brother Storm Monroe, one of the beautiful brothers. To Conscious CV, another beautiful brother. He wanted to sleep with me though, but that's fine. I said no. But shout out to those entities and so many other people that have participated. Shout out to Steve Gibson for coming on and really helping us with Two Man and Lady. So many characters that stepped foot in this show. And shout out to my former moderator, the Queen, TLC and 3, one of the best B sector moderators I ever had. One of the best, not the only best, but one of the best, for giving us that name, Two Man and Lady. We do want to thank her for that, and shout out to that. And we want to say love you all. I gotta go. I gotta be at work in a few hours, but we came on here to entertain you all. Little Black Boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Y'all have a wonderful. We will have this re-airing tomorrow for those that missed it, and y'all can catch it in the replay. Leave a comment. And what's your thoughts on all the subject on the DA and everything like that? Shout out to Proud of Me because she brought it to our attention a month ago. But it took me time to digest it. So I do want to thank that beautiful sister for her work and her dedication to this platform. We want to give that lady our love. Shout out to Proud of Me and all the wins that she have been doing for the Wiley Show. She's been a big advocate for us to help take us to the next level. And I want to thank that sister publicly. Love you all. And may God bless you. See you again. Peace. Hey, hey, hey.